My beloved child, I need your full focus because what I'm about to say will shift the atmosphere around you. This isn't a casual statement. This is a divine interruption. Heaven stepping into your moment with intention. You didn't stumble here by accident. This moment was placed on heaven's calendar long before you felt the nudge to listen. What I've prepared for you is already moving in your direction. And before you reach the end of these words, you will feel it touching your spirit like a warm flame. Don't scroll past this. Don't half listen. Don't treat this lightly. Stay with your whole heart until the final breath of this message. Because I'm not just speaking, I'm releasing something. And when it reaches you, it won't simply bless you. It will redefine you. There is something hidden inside these words that carries your name. And if you walk away too soon, you'll walk past what was meant to be placed into your hands. This is your moment. Don't step away. Open your heart now. My beloved child, I say this not as a gentle suggestion, but with the full weight of heaven's love for you. Stop everything. Quiet your mind. Lay down the noise and the endless list of tasks that shout for your attention. Pause, because what I'm about to say cannot battle with distraction. It cannot be background noise. This is not just another comforting message to help you get through your day. This is a divine interruption. Heaven breathed, spirit spoken, designed specifically for you. I orchestrated this second. I aligned it down to the exact breath. You didn't wander here. You were drawn here by divine timing. Because what is entering your life carries eternal weight and holy fulfillment. There has been a collision, child, a meeting point between what you've longed for and what I've been preparing, between your prayers and my response. I've shifted things, rearranged moments, moved obstacles, whispered instructions to angels, just so this message would reach you at the perfect time. And now you are still enough to receive what I've waited so long to speak. This moment has always been part of your story. I wrote it into time before you called it yours. This isn't random, it's revelation. This isn't coincidence. It's orchestration. And this sacred intersection we stand in right now is holy ground. You didn't hear the shift in the spiritual realm, but I did. You didn't feel heaven's gears turning, but I did. What just entered your life may feel soft right now, like a whisper brushing your spirit, but you will soon recognize it for what it truly is, a thunderstrike of divine strategy wrapped in stillness. I'm not speaking lightly. I'm not moving casually. What I've placed inside this moment is more than encouragement. It's a spiritual exchange. I'm depositing something in your spirit right now that cannot be stolen, erased, or silenced. You're not just listening to a message, you're standing under an open heaven. And if you saw what I see, if your spirit glimpsed the movement in the unseen, you would fall to your knees in awe. Because something divine has just entered your timeline, not in the past, not in the future. Now, I know how heavy life has felt for you. I see the weight you carry, not just in your hands, but deep in the quiet chambers of your heart, where only you and I truly know the truth. I watch as you try to hold everything together while silently wondering if anyone notices your exhaustion. But I do notice, child. I see it. I feel it. And I felt the exact moment your heart whispered for more. You didn't say it out loud. There were no words that felt safe enough. But I heard your silence. I felt the ache beneath your routine. I saw how you kept showing up even when you felt unseen, unsure, and worn thin. And that is why I'm speaking now. You are not invisible to me. You never have been. Heaven hasn't skipped over your home. In fact, I have paused everything to step into it. My presence isn't far away. I am near. I come holding a surprise crafted not by chance, but with holy intention. I haven't given you a leftover blessing or a recycled answer. I have prepared something deeply personal, something woven with your name and your story. And today, it begins to unfold. So breathe. Not the short breath of survival, but the deep breath of someone who knows they are safe in my presence. Release the fear that this is too good to be true. Let go of the doubt that whispers you're expecting too much. I didn't come to stir up empty hope. I came to deliver what you stopped believing was possible. This fulfillment wasn't lost. It is arriving now. What just reached your timeline is not just a blessing. It is an unveiling, a divine announcement echoing across realms seen and unseen. This one, yes, this one, is appointed, remembered, and chosen. Understand this. This is not a soft promise for comfort. This is a shift, a turning point, a divine reordering of your days, your direction, and your identity. Don't rush past this. Sit with it. Let it soak into your spirit, because what I'm doing right now is not a suggestion, it is a declaration. My beloved, your surprise has arrived. Receive it. My child, lean closer. Don't let these words float past you like background sound. This is not hype. I'm not here to entertain your emotions or string you along with empty phrases. I am the voice that cuts through chaos and gives revelation. This isn't just another promise drifting through your day. This is heaven's headline. You are the story I've been writing, the miracle I've been shaping, the vessel I've been preparing. And right now, the scrolls of glory are being opened, and your name is written across them in unfading gold. This is not a message for the crowd. This is personal, purposeful, sacred. I have released something extraordinary for you. For too long, you've wondered if maybe the big things were meant for others. You've celebrated people while wondering quietly if you'd been forgotten. But nothing in heaven is random. Nothing I do is late. Everything I move is intentional, strategic, and full of purpose. And what I've just released carries more than what you asked for. It carries your obedience, your tears, your whispered prayers, and the sound of your trust when the pressure was fierce. You didn't realize how sacred your endurance was, but I did. And that holy persistence has now unlocked a vault you didn't even know was yours. This isn't fluff or spiritual decoration. This is a holy transfer. I've dispatched angels with orders no darkness can intercept. I've assigned favor that no person can block. I've released answers that bypass systems, opinions, and delays. Heaven doesn't operate on human permission. It moves by covenant, and your faith has triggered a release sealed in sacred promise. You didn't earn this by perfection. You received it through perseverance. When others performed, you stayed surrendered. When others demanded, you waited. And because of that posture, this delivery is being placed in your hands. The breaking news of heaven is not hype, it is transformation, and it's happening in your life right now. Don't treat this as ordinary. Don't shrink this moment. This surprise isn't just a gift, it's a shift, a supernatural turning point. The hinge that swings open a season that once felt locked. The moment hiddenness gives way to visibility. I didn't just answer your request, I expanded it. I breathed legacy into your asking. What you're stepping into will not only bless you, it will reveal every hidden favor I planted in your life long before you could understand its purpose. Don't shrink back. Don't resist the acceleration. You waited with humility. Now I am clothing you with holy visibility. You've longed for confirmation. Here it is. You needed clarity. Receive it. You wanted assurance that your life is seen, heard, and valued. I am that assurance. I am not distant. I am not silent. I am your Father, your author, your advocate. And today, I am your deliverer. Not just out of pain, but into purpose. Not just out of the wilderness, but into wonder. The season of questioning is closing, the release is here, and heaven's headline is this: my child has been remembered. Take this to heart. Walk in it. Speak it. Believe it. What I've released into your life isn't leftover, ordinary, or delayed. It is sacred. It is timely. It is yours. You didn't miss it. Hear it again. You did not miss it. You didn't miss your moment, your calling, or your door. I wasn't watching from a distance while you stumbled through confusion. I was orchestrating everything in silence. The dreams you tucked away, the nudges you ignored, the strange timing that confused you, none of it was accidental. It was all me. Every delay was direction. Every detour was protection. Every quiet season was strategy. Yes, child, I saw when doubt dressed itself as logic and tried to convince you to let go. I watched hope retreat into the corners of your heart, too fragile to risk believing again. You whispered to yourself, maybe I missed it. But hear me clearly. You didn't imagine it. You discerned it. The dreams I planted in you were never fantasies. They were blueprints, future assignments written in heaven's ink and buried in the soil of waiting. Not to punish you, but to protect the process. A tree never doubts its roots just because no one sees them. And you, beloved, have been growing deeper than anyone realized. The silence didn't mean nothing was happening. It meant I was fortifying what needed strength before it could rise. This surprise, this unveiling, is the fruit of everything that grew in the unseen. It is the manifestation of what I whispered to you in the quiet hours when tears rested on your pillow and hope trembled inside your chest. You didn't miss it. You were being prepared for it. You needed refining. You needed strengthening. Because what I'm placing in your hands is weighty with glory. Only matured hands can carry holy weight. The path wasn't painless, it was prophetic. Every scar, every sigh, every hidden step, I saw it all. And now I need you to walk differently. Not with fear, but with faith. Not with hesitation, but with courage. This is the unveiling. This is the awakening. This is the moment the silence breaks. You weren't late, you were right on time. I make all things beautiful in their appointed time. And child, your time is now. What has been forming in silence is about to speak louder than the lies that tried to suffocate your hope. And when it speaks, it will roar. My beloved child, I know what delay felt like for you. It wrapped itself around your days like a heavy fog, slow, suffocating, suffused with uncertainty. Minutes stretched into months. Prayers felt like they disappeared into the air. You asked yourself, why is it taking so long? You smiled for others while privately wrestling with disappointment. But listen with your whole soul. What you called delay was divine design. Every moment I withheld, every door that stayed closed, every path I didn't reveal, it was part of a choreography written by perfect wisdom. You saw stillness, but I saw strengthening. You saw denial, but I was developing depth. You thought your life was paused, but I was preparing you for the weight of glory I'm placing in your hands. Yes, I let the timeline stretch, not to punish you, but to protect you. I wasn't building something temporary. I was crafting something eternal. You wanted a quick answer. I was preparing a lasting transformation. If I had answered earlier, you would have settled for something shallow, something that looked good but lacked the capacity to sustain you. I could not give you a shadow when I intended to give you substance. I could not offer a spark when I had a flood on the way. That is why the waiting lasted. You weren't being denied, you were being refined. I love you too deeply to let you walk into a blessing that would break you. So I covered it, guarded it, timed it perfectly, and now that season of aching wait has given birth. What's arriving now is so detailed, so intentional, so beautifully designed that even you wouldn't have known how to ask for it. You prayed for answers. I am giving transformation. You asked for rescue. I am giving renewal. You hoped for a door. I built a sanctuary. This is the surprise you didn't know how to pray for. The one born from the depths of my love for you. This surprise isn't random, it is resurrection. The lifting of buried promises. The rise of glory formed in fire. I'm not just giving you what was delayed. I'm giving you what was reserved. What seemed impossible is now inevitable. What was hidden is now holy. What you thought would never come is now standing at the threshold, wrapped in divine fingerprints. Let the silent season become your testimony. Let every moment that felt wasted be rewritten as warfare. Your tears, your whispers, your persistence, none of it was ignored. It was all documented. And I have signed the release. Your name is written on the scroll. Your life is the canvas. And now your waiting is about to be crowned with a fulfillment so specific it will silence every doubt, even the ones in your own heart. You didn't miss it. You matured into it. And now, beloved, open your heart wide. Your surprise has been born. My child, I was there. In every moment no one noticed, when your smile hid battles, when your "I'm okay" held quiet cries for someone to look a little closer, you kept going, not because it was easy, but because something inside you refused to break. I saw every tear that blurred your vision, not just tears of pain, but tears of confusion, pressure, and exhaustion. You weren't breaking down, you were pouring out. Every tear was an offering. They didn't fall into nothing. They fell into my hands. Hands that caught every drop and counted them as sacred seeds. What you whispered in those vulnerable hours rang louder in heaven than you will ever understand. And I listened. I leaned in. You thought you were alone, but I was the silent presence beside you. I was the warmth that wrapped around you when words failed. I saw the smile you offered while your soul trembled. I saw the kindness you gave even when your own heart was aching. You didn't wait for recognition, you just kept loving, serving, hoping. And that is why I'm moving now. Faith that endures without evidence is the faith that moves heaven. You didn't stand because you felt strong, you stood because you trusted me more than the storm. That is why you are about to be crowned with a glory no eye has seen. I saw when you worshipped with weights on your chest. I saw the encouragement you gave others while secretly needing someone to encourage you. I saw how you steadied others' faith while your own felt like it was slipping. Yet you didn't stop. You whispered when you had no strength. You believed when everything felt dark. You hoped when hope felt hollow. And now I say, enough surviving. It's time to hold what I promised. The season of silent faith is becoming a season of visible fulfillment. What I'm about to reveal will mirror the quiet strength you carried in the shadows. The reward won't just match the tears, it will multiply into miracles. You carried others when you barely had strength for yourself. Now I am carrying you, not into mere comfort, but into revelation. You don't have to explain your pain. I felt every beat of it. And I am crafting something so weighty, it will speak louder than explanations ever could. You will walk into rooms you once dreamed of, while wiping your tears. And the ones who overlooked your silent ache will witness your anointing, not because you sought recognition, but because I honor what's done in secret. Hear me, child. Your whisper was never too small. Your ache was never too hidden. Your loyalty was never overlooked. I wrote songs from your sighs, poetry from your persistence. And now I'm weaving your story into something only heaven could write. I am turning your whispers into evidence, your pain into purpose, your waiting into witness. What you survived didn't take anything from you, it positioned you. And now you will bloom with a grace that can't be explained, only encountered. Because I saw you when you were barely holding on. And now, I will show you what it feels like when I hold you. My child, do you remember those nights when it felt like the ground beneath you could give way at any moment, yet you kept standing? Not because the storm was kind, but because your spirit whispered yes to me even while trembling. I watched every second. I recorded them. Not with cold data, but with the tears of a father who knows exactly how much each moment cost you. Every time you chose trust over logic, every time you stayed when leaving felt easier. Those were holy transactions. Seeds planted in the invisible soil of obedience. And those seeds didn't disappear. They grew. They matured in mystery. And now the harvest is here. You didn't see what was happening beneath the surface. You saw no change, no movement, no sign. But I saw the roots growing deeper. I saw the ground trembling beneath your feet, not with fear, but with preparation. I saw the angels encamped around the decisions you made, choices that looked foolish to the world, but were holy in my eyes. You thought you were merely surviving, barely keeping your head above water, but in reality, you were sowing. Each step you took through that foggy faith was a loud declaration in the spirit realm. I want you to know that your belief, especially when you had absolutely no physical proof, shook the very courts of heaven. You didn't panic, even though panic tried to marry your mind. You didn't run, though the temptation to flee clawed at your ribs. You stayed, you knelt, you worshipped, and because of that, I declare over you right now that the harvest has come. This is not a normal harvest, my child. This is not just a few blessings scattered to keep you going. No, this is a fulfilled, over-the-top, exceedingly and abundantly beyond kind of harvest. It is a recompense, a divine restoration, a holy response to your hidden labor. This harvest has heaven's fingerprints all over it. It carries the aroma of my perfect timing, the weight of my tangible presence, and the undeniable proof of my promise. It will come in waves, not just a single drop, but in floods of favor and outpourings that touch not just your life, but everyone connected to you. You will not have room enough to contain what I am about to release. Not because I want to overwhelm you, but because I want to overflow through you. People will see what I pour out and say, only God could have done that. And they will be right, because the harvest you are stepping into is not man-made. It is God-authored, Spirit-ordered, and heaven-sent. So I need you to make a shift right now. Shift your mindset from survival to reception. Shift from sowing to reaping. Lift your eyes. The fields are white, the gates are open, the angels are moving, and I am standing at the edge of your next season, with arms full of everything your obedience made room for. Do not look around and compare yourself to others. This is your harvest. Tailored to your tears, fitted to your faith, designed by the one who saw you trust in private and is now ready to honor you in public. The seasons of sowing in silence are finally meeting the moment of shouting in celebration. The harvest is not coming, it is here. Welcome it. Oh, my child, I know the lies you have been fighting. I heard those whispers that snuck into your spirit when you were at your most vulnerable. The enemy, subtle, slick, and sinister, crept into your weariness with poison-tipped suggestions. He told you that you had been forgotten, that heaven had moved on, that God's attention was elsewhere. I heard every lie. I saw every fiery dart, and I saw how you resisted. Barely sometimes, but beautifully. You didn't always shout your faith, but you never stopped breathing it. And now I will speak the word that silences every demonic suggestion. You were never forgotten. You have always been favored. And I will not whisper that truth. I will thunder it. I will proclaim it from the corners of heaven to the deepest cracks in your heart. You are favored, child, chosen, carried, and not for a moment did I turn my face from you. You mistook my silence for distance, but silence in my kingdom is never a sign of absence. It is often the sound of strategy. When generals prepare to advance, they do not scream, they plan in silence. And I, your commander, was crafting a blueprint behind the curtain while you waited in the hallway of the unknown. I wasn't punishing you, I was protecting you. I wasn't ignoring you, I was insulating the promise until the fullness of time arrived. The enemy hoped you would confuse quiet for quit, but you didn't. You stood in the silent spaces with trembling trust. And that posture, quiet, unshaken, unpublicized, provoked my power to move in irreversible ways. Now watch what I do with the lie that tried to break you. Watch how I redeem the delay with a demonstration of power. Favor doesn't always look like fanfare. It often looks like being hidden while everyone else is being celebrated. But that is not because I overlooked you. It is because I was shielding you. I couldn't let others touch what I was refining. I couldn't let premature exposure spoil your purpose, so I covered you in silence, not to starve you, but to season you. And now, because the strategy is complete, I will shift the silence into sound. The kind of sound that reverberates with revelation. The kind of unveiling that shuts the mouths of every enemy and every internal voice that said you were too late, too broken, or too forgotten. I am not just silencing the lie, I am replacing it with glory. Hear me clearly, the strategy is complete. The silence has served its purpose, the lie has lost its hold, and my thunder is rolling over your life, announcing what you couldn't announce for yourself. You are favored, you were never forgotten, and what was whispered in hell will now be shouted in heaven. This one still believes, this one still stands, this one still belongs to me. So lift your head, raise your expectations. Heaven has not moved on without you. Heaven has moved toward you. And the same God who protected you in silence is now promoting you in power. This isn't hype. This is holy. My beloved, let me break the lie once and for all. The lie that says you are unseen, passed over, too quiet to be noticed, too broken to be chosen. I saw it creeping in, that quiet torment that told you, maybe I'm not that important after all. But child, you are not overlooked. You are not abandoned. You are not some forgotten figure fading into the background of heaven's priority list. You are the reason I have summoned hosts of angels to attention. You are the reason the skies are shifting with movement. Heaven is not still. Heaven is stirred because of you. When you opened your heart even a crack, when you whispered your worn-out prayers into the darkness, all of heaven responded. Not because you shouted the loudest, but because you trusted the deepest. You see, I do not measure worth by public applause or visible accomplishments. I measure by surrender. And your surrender and silence has created sound waves in the spirit realm. You may not see the movement yet, but can you feel the difference in the atmosphere? That strange stirring, that holy discomfort pressing at your edges? Ask me, beloved. That is heaven mobilizing. You are not just one of many. You are marked. You are chosen. You are carved into my hands and etched into the strategy of my unfolding glory. Every time you chose to remain close when I felt far, you rewrote the narrative of abandonment with your obedience. I haven't missed a single second. You were never outside for my gaze. You are not just seen, you are watched over. And not only have I seen you, I have responded. I have sent angels ahead of you. Not symbolically, literally. Angels have been dispatched, and they are not walking, they are running. Running to set things in order. Running to reroute what the enemy thought he had bound. Running to break chains you couldn't even name. Yes, child, the shift has already begun. The clouds are moving. The pressure you feel is not confusion. It is divine construction. I am tilting the heavens in your favor, rearranging timelines to align with your readiness. Everything is responding to my voice, and my voice has been directed toward you. Your name has activated a dimension of movement that cannot be reversed. You are not watching the move. You are the reason for the move, so breathe deep. Let the breath you are holding go. You are not alone. You are not forsaken. You are not invisible. You are the cause of divine commotion. And the story I am writing through you will not just confirm your value, it will correct every narrative that said otherwise. When others asked, "Where is your God?" I was leaning closer. And now I will show them through your life. Through your voice, through your anointing, they will see what I see. Someone whose faith pulled the heavens into motion. You are not the overlooked one. You are the appointed one. You are not an afterthought. You are the answer to warfare generations deep. That is why the sky is shifting, because I am stepping in for you, my beloved child. Hear me clearly. This is not your doing. This is not your striving. This is not the result of cleverness, hustle, or performance. The doors that refuse to open, those heavy, rusted gates that resisted your knock, are now swinging open, not by your strength, but by my decree. I want you to understand this. What is unfolding now isn't happening because you manipulated the right words or pushed at the right moment. It is happening because I spoke. And when I speak, even the most fortified gates must yield. When I breathe upon something, no man, no demon, no delay can withstand it. What you couldn't break down through effort, I have broken open through authority. You tried to open them before, didn't you? You jiggled the handles, knocked, waited, prayed, and when nothing moved, you questioned yourself. Was it your fault? Was your faith flawed? Did you miss the moment? No, child, you missed nothing. The door wasn't stuck because you lacked faith. It remained closed because the timing lacked maturity. I wasn't ignoring you. I was preserving you. Had I let that door open earlier, it would have led you into terrain you weren't meant to walk yet. But now, the time is ripe. The maturity is full. The hour has struck. And I, the Lord of the breakthrough, have declared, let it be opened. And what's more, these doors are not opening halfway. They are swinging wide with divine force. And not one of them will require you to beg, bargain, or bow to man to walk through. You will not have to convince anyone of your worth. You will not have to rehearse your qualifications or try to win favor, because I am the one making the introduction. I am the one turning keys. I am the one throwing wide the gates and saying, enter. What I open, no man can shut. and what I decree cannot be revoked. This isn't you making something happen. This is me showing what happens when favor is activated. So walk boldly, not apologetically. Stop asking permission to step into what I have already paid for. The doors didn't open because you pushed. They opened because I spoke. And that means you don't need to justify your arrival. You only need to walk in it. These doors will not require striving. They will respond to your spirit's agreement with my timing. You have waited well, child. You have resisted the shortcuts. You have chosen the narrow path of obedience over the crowded path of compromise. And now the doors are opening, not just one, but many. Not just for opportunity, but for overflow. You will walk through them without resistance, because I, your God, have gone before you. Listen closely, my beloved, because I am speaking about something I have hidden for a long time. Something I have tucked away in the vaults of eternity, sealed with intention and protected with passion. It has your name on it. No, not figuratively, not metaphorically, literally. I have written your name upon miracles no man can claim credit for. And now they are moving toward you. Right now, not next year, not someday. Now, there are angelic deliveries being released into the atmosphere with precision and speed. Not because of public performance, but because of private surrender. Because when others looked away, you looked to me. When others needed applause, you chose alignment. And now, because of that secret faithfulness, I am unveiling a miracle that has my fingerprints all over it and your name engraved upon it. You see, child, I have watched the world around you make promises with strings attached. Platforms that open doors only to claim the glory of what I alone deserve. Opportunities wrapped in obligation. Help that comes with a price. But what I am sending you now cannot be explained away by influence, nor attributed to connections. No one will be able to say, I made that happen for them. Because what I am about to do for you will be unmistakably divine. It will bypass gatekeepers, silence doubters, and render even the most skeptical observers in awe. They will ask, how did this happen? And the only answer will be, God. No hand but mine, no voice but mine, no plan but mine. I have been writing this breakthrough in a language only heaven speaks, the language of honor, timing, and mercy. And now that language is being translated into manifestation. The miracle I am releasing will not look like anything you have seen around you. It won't resemble the path others took or the route you once imagined. That is intentional. I crafted this in silence to protect it from sabotage. I covered it with obscurity to preserve it from pride. And I sealed it in heaven until your spirit was ready to receive it without compromise. And child, you are ready now. Ready to carry it, ready to walk in it, ready to steward the weight without letting it crush the intimacy. You didn't need a miracle to prove my love. But now I am sending one to reveal my glory. Not as a payment, but as a prophetic unveiling, a reminder that I am the God who still does wonders that no system can reproduce and no man can replicate. So watch closely. Watch how things begin to align, how doors open without a knock, how provision appears without prompting, how favor finds you when you weren't even looking for it. That is how you will know it is me, because you will be able to say with trembling joy, I couldn't have done this. I didn't orchestrate this. God did. That is the kind of miracle that is arriving now. Totally untouchable, undeniable. Because when I put your name on something, no one else can steal it, stop it, or stand in its way. It is coming, child. It is here, and it has been worth every second of your wait. Come away for a moment, beloved. Come out from the noise that has been clouding your ears, the demands that have dulled your discernment, the riot, the chaos, the striving. Because what I am about to do, what I have already begun, does not enter your life with the sound of fanfare or the thunder of performance. It arrives in the stillness, in the sacred hush of a soul that finally dares to believe again. Not loudly, not publicly, but deeply. I have waited until now, until your heart softened beneath the pressure and your spirit leaned toward me with a tenderness that couldn't be fabricated. You didn't even know it was happening, did you? The slow loosening of doubt, the unexpected flicker of hope, that is me. It is my surprise arriving, unannounced yet unmistakable. You were looking for fireworks, and instead I sent a flicker, a moment, a subtle knowing. Because true glory rarely screams, it settles, it soaks, it saturates slowly until your bones can carry what your emotions once couldn't hold. I have chosen this method on purpose. You have had enough noise, enough voices, enough pressure dressed as purpose. But this surprise I have sent comes wrapped in wonder, not wrapped in rush. It doesn't demand attention, it commands awe. And it is designed to meet you in the secret chamber of your life, the place where you don't have to explain, defend, or earn anything. The surprise I am delivering is relational, not transactional, intimate, not industrial. It arrives not to impress, but to imprint my presence, my nature, my love. And child, this is why I needed the stillness. Not to silence you, but to prepare you. Stillness is where you learn to breathe differently, where your faith was separated from performance, where your identity was untangled from applause. And now in that quiet place, I come bearing the very thing you didn't think could find you anymore. Joy. Not momentary happiness, but joy. The kind that flows from a fountain too deep for circumstances to touch. The kind that speaks to the marrow of your being and says, I am still here. I still see. I still choose you. The surprise I am sending carries healing inside it. Not just healing of situations, but of belief. I am restoring your ability to expect again, to lean in without fear, to receive without resistance. So don't miss it. Don't overlook the subtle. Just because it doesn't come with shouting, this moment matters. This stillness is saturated. I am in this silence with arms full of what you thought was too late, too impossible, too sacred to speak aloud anymore. And I am not just handing you the gift. I am handing you the grace to carry it. Type yes if you are ready for the blessings that you are about to receive. And if you believe in Christianity, kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. Let your heart receive without bracing for disappointment. Let your spirit lean in without armor. You don't need to protect yourself from me. I am not here to hurt. I am here to heal. And the surprise that has arrived in the stillness will speak volumes louder than any crowd ever could. You'll see and you'll know. He came quietly, but he came completely. My precious child, I saw you when the trail went dark, when you stood at the edge of a season and looked ahead only to find nothing. No clarity, no map, no visible path forward. And still you walked. I saw your trembling steps, your questioning heart, your shaky prayers, and yet you moved. You kept walking. You didn't understand what I was doing. You had no clue where it would lead. But you chose me over certainty. And child, that choice right there was everything. That obedience in obscurity, that worship in the wilderness, that movement without motivation, it moved me. Heaven recorded it. Angels stood in reverent silence, because not many can worship without answers. Not many can walk without a path. What you did, staying aligned not because of what you saw, but because of who you believed I was. That, beloved, was the posture that unlocked the miraculous. You could have sat down in despair. You could have said, "Until I see it, I won't believe again." And I would have understood that. I would have loved you just the same. But you didn't stop. You didn't freeze in fear. Even with the silence of heaven pressing in around you, you found ways to keep your heart turned toward me. When others needed confirmation, you held on to covenant. When others waited for signs, you walked by spirit. Don't think I missed that. Don't you dare believe for one moment that it went unnoticed. Your perseverance became prophecy. Every step you took, unsure but surrendered, was an act of spiritual warfare that shattered chains in the unseen. I know you hoped the pain would stop, but you didn't wait for it to stop to praise me. You pressed forward with raw faith, scraped knees, and a praise that came from the depths. That kind of worship doesn't just touch me, it hosts me. Do you understand, child? It was never about the result, it was about the posture. I was never testing your strength. I was revealing your identity. You thought you were failing. I saw you becoming the kind of person who doesn't need the room to be bright in order to move toward the light. Becoming the one who chooses intimacy over instruction. I knew what was ahead. I knew the surprises I had planned. But I also knew this. They couldn't come until your posture was positioned, because what I am bringing into your life now doesn't rest on your performance. It rests on your alignment, and you have aligned your heart in ways that cannot be undone. That is why it is time. That is why this wave of glory is being released now. You stood in the dark. Now you will stand in the display. So look around. What once was empty will soon overflow. The steps you took in silence will become the stages upon which I reveal my faithfulness. The songs you sang in the night will now echo in the morning light. I haven't forgotten how you worshiped when you didn't understand. I haven't overlooked how you honored me when it cost you comfort. And now the door is opening, not because of what you have earned, but because of how you endured. And I say to you now, child, well done. The posture you held when everything felt uncertain was the very key that opened what is now being unlocked before you. You kept walking when the path disappeared, and now a new one is being revealed beneath your feet, laid by me, stone by stone, glory by glory. And now, as you stand in the middle of this movement, this surprise I orchestrated just for you, I am inviting you to join me in igniting this word in others. This oil I have poured over you was never meant to stop with you. Just as rivers flow outward, so too must this fire of truth travel to hearts still waiting in silence. I have given you seed, now sow it back into my field. Every gift given through super thanks, membership, or the link below is not merely money. It is manna multiplied, sanctified, and sent to break chains in places you cannot yet see. I said in my word, give and it shall be given to you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. And I say it again now. Your generosity will not return void. You are not just helping, you are harvesting. So move with me and release what I have placed in your hand. Give now, bless now. For let me tell you something only I could truly know. You passed the test. Not just any test, but the test most don't survive. The one that doesn't announce itself, but transforms you forever. You have been passing a test that nobody else saw. The one that sneaks in through long stretches of silence and challenges your quiet faith. It is the season where answers don't come, signs don't show, and reassurance feels like it is miles away. You know the one I'm talking about, where the wilderness stretches out, where heaven seems still, and where your hope gets worn thin under the weight of not yet. That is the test you just passed, my child. And I need you to know that this test was not trivial, it was not small, and it was not just about waiting. It was about staying anchored when the current of life tried to carry you off course, and you stayed. You didn't just wait in faith, you waited with faith. And in doing so, you have crossed into a realm of favor that not even fear can undo. You weren't looking for gold stars or applause, and you weren't trying to impress me with your endurance. You simply held on to me when it would have been easier to walk away. That holding on, that claiming of my promise, was holy. Others may have looked at you and thought you were stagnant, but I saw your roots growing deep. I saw your heart pressing through the hard soil of waiting, pushing downward into trust when nothing above the ground seemed to be growing. That is what made heaven move. That is what made the throne room shift. And now, because you passed the test, I am releasing the reward. It is not coming gradually, and it is not coming cautiously. It is coming suddenly, swiftly, and with the kind of momentum that leaves fear breathless and doubt disarmed. The reward is arriving faster than fear can even get a word in. You must understand this. The enemy tried to convince you that the silence meant failure, that the delay meant you were disqualified. But do you know what was actually happening? I was fortifying you for favor. I was shaping your internal world to match the weight of the external glory I was about to release, because I love you too much to let the favor crush you. Now the foundation has been laid, and you don't need to strive to earn what is coming next. You only need to stand. Stand as you are, loved, whole, and anointed. The reward is not transactional, it is transformational. This is not the finish line, it is the unfolding. What is coming carries not just provision, but promise. Not just a breakthrough, but a blueprint. I am not just giving you something good, I am revealing something God breathed. So lift your eyes, because the signs are not subtle anymore. They are multiplying, they are moving, and the divine reward is arriving. It is bypassing the filters of fear, the gatekeepers of doubt, and the delays of human process. It is heaven-sent, spirit-led, and carrying exactly what your faith made room for. You don't have to prove yourself anymore, because you have already proven what I needed to see. Not with perfection, but with persistence. Not with answers, but with allegiance. Now, child, the test has become your testimony, and the faith you held in quiet will now speak loudly in glory. The reward is arriving, and it is coming faster than fear can even try to protest. I need you to know this beyond emotion, beyond logic, and beyond what your physical eyes can see right now. You are not waiting on heaven. Heaven has been waiting on alignment. And now that the time is right, the realm of the supernatural has already responded. The angel assigned to your life, yes, your specific life, not someone else's, and not a generic assignment, has not been idle. They have not been stalled, and they have not forgotten the instructions I placed upon their wings. They have moved in perfect step with my command. While you were wondering if anything was happening, they were moving silently and strategically, carrying exactly what was promised. What you thought was denied was actually being delivered. It was not late, it was not lost, it was a launch. You imagined that because the silence persisted, your provision had been intercepted. But I tell you this with holy authority: nothing that carries my seal can be stolen. No demon can override the assignment I have dispatched, and no delay can deny what has been decreed by my throne. The provision you prayed for, the answer you wept over, the breakthrough you didn't even feel worthy of, is en route. It is not a wish, it is not a vague hope, it is already in motion. You may not have seen the flash of wings or heard the sound of movement in the air, but in the spirit realm, the earth is groaning, angels are running, and what has been sealed for you is coming with accuracy, with fire, and with finality. You didn't miss it, you didn't lose it, and you didn't disqualify yourself from it. The angel that carries your next chapter didn't need your perfection, only your permission. And every time you whispered yes, when life screamed no, you were giving me permission to continue moving on your behalf. Your surrender activated a kingdom process. Your endurance authorized the release. And now what is coming is not a recycled miracle or a second-hand provision. It is custom-fit favor, provision designed specifically for your hands, your calling, and your legacy. It has been carried with care, surrounded by fire, and protected from interference. The enemy has seen the movement in the spirit, and he is terrified because he knows what is coming cannot be stopped. So prepare your heart, my child, create room, and expect the sound of divine delivery. Expect the weight of answered prayer to press against your reality. The angel assigned to your destiny is not just coming, they have come, and they are not empty-handed. They carry keys, scrolls of restoration, clarity, open doors, dreams, and divine partnerships. What you once thought had been buried, they are now breathing life into. They come not as a symbol, but as substance. And I, your God, am the one who sent them. Not because you begged, but because you belong. Not because you earned it, but because you endured. Now it is arriving. The answer didn't disappear. The angel didn't delay. They are here, they are near, and they carry more than you asked for. You have prayed for blessing, and yes, I will bless. But what is coming is so much deeper than increase, so much greater than material relief or circumstantial ease. What is coming is a revelation of me. Not just what I can do, but who I am. Not just my power, but my proximity. This next wave will not only fulfill promises, it will reveal intimacy. It will show you how deeply entwined I have been in every chapter of your story. You are not about to just receive something. You are about to encounter someone, me, in a way you have never known before. This breakthrough is not just a gift. It is a glimpse into how I have been present, precise, and profoundly engaged in your journey. Even when you thought I was distant, child, I didn't just watch your process, I walked it with you. I didn't just monitor your pain, I measured it and used it to calibrate a glory you can barely imagine. You thought you were walking through fire alone, but I was in the flames with you, crafting what would soon rise from the ashes. This is not just about getting out of pain. It is about seeing who was with you in it. That is what I want to reveal. The revelation that I have been closer than breath, more loyal than the air itself, and more consistent than the rising sun. Every detail of what is coming will carry the fingerprint of my intentional love. You will see it in the timing, the connections, the resources, and the healing. You will see it and say, only God could have known I needed that. And you will be right, because I didn't just send a blessing, I sent a message. And that message is, I see you, I know you, and I have always been with you. This revelation will not just comfort you, it will call you. Because once you encounter the intimacy of my involvement, you will never settle for shallow again. Your faith will grow not because of what I did, but because of how I did it. Your worship will deepen, not because I brought the promise, but because I brought it in a way that made you feel known. You won't just cry tears of gratitude. You will cry tears of recognition. You will realize that I didn't just hear your words, I interpreted your silence. I read between the lines. I answered questions you didn't know how to articulate, and in doing so, I will reveal myself not just as provider, but as the lover of your soul, the kind of God who knows your patterns, your language, and your limits, and who still chose to come closer. So don't just prepare for blessing, prepare for revelation. I am not just showing you my hand, I am unveiling my heart. What is coming will stretch your capacity to receive love, to walk in authority, and to believe without borders, because this isn't just a provision moment, it is a revelation movement. Through it, I will rewrite the story in your mind that told you I was far away. I have always been here, and now you are about to see it, feel it, and know it. This is not just what I am giving to you. This is me giving myself to you again, deeper, clearer, and stronger than ever before. My beloved child, I want you to lean into this with every fiber of your being. You are not receiving a recycled answer, and no, hear me clearly, not a repeated breakthrough borrowed from someone else's story. You are not being handed leftovers or secondhand echoes of someone else's moment. This is brand new, this is fresh, this is first fruit fulfillment, sweet, ripe, chosen, consecrated, a harvest from my own hand. I have not placed you in the queue of someone else's promises. I have not given you a partial blessing. I have crafted something uniquely yours, something pressed with purpose, something born in love and sealed with my sovereignty. When others settle for what has already passed, they lose the fragrance of divine timing, but not you. You are walking into something untouched by human ambition, unmarred by religious performance. I am not pulling an old idea off a shelf and presenting it to you with new words. I am handing you what I brought forth at the beginning of your life, what I have secretly nurtured while you waited, while you worshipped, while you whispered. You might have thought your faith was incomplete. You might have believed your prayers had lost their urgency. But that was the enemy trying to make you afraid of your own quiet. Meanwhile, I was cultivating a miracle in your spirit, preparing a harvest that only your intimate faithfulness could qualify you to carry. This is not a fallback plan. This is not a consolation prize. This is my first fruit meant to set the pattern for every gift, every breakthrough, and every appointment yet to come. It is vibrant with intention, heavy with destiny. And when you say yes to receiving it, you will taste more than relief. You will taste revelation. You will sense the sweetness of a promise made long ago, fulfilled with precision. You will feel heaven lean in close to whisper, I always saw you, I always intended this. No outsider will claim this moment, and no spiritual broker can lay claim to this glory. It is not imported, it is impartation. So raise your hands not in desperation but in confidence. Receive this first fruit not as charity but as covenant. Let your spirit say, this is what my God planned for me before I ever dared to ask. And let the fragrance of this gift echo through your life, drawing others into trust, whispering divine intimacy into souls that have forgotten how to hope. This is not recycled, it is revolutionary. It is not borrowed, it is bestowed. This is the beginning of everything I intended from the start. first fruit fulfillment from my own hand to you. My child, lean closer to my heart and listen to this promise with an open spirit. The very people who questioned your silence will now witness the sound of your promotion. They asked why you weren't speaking up. They whispered that nothing was happening, and they believed your quietness was a sign of failure or forgetfulness. But they were not seeing the root. They did not know that your silence was a sanctuary, a place of kneeling, a clinic of intimacy. They mistook your stillness for surrender, when in truth, you were being shaped, elevated, and prepared. They will see that promotion comes so deep and sweet it will echo like thunder in a room that once felt bitter with doubt. They may have stood with raised eyebrows and doubtful tones asking, "Why so quiet? Where is the move?" But now your rise will not fit their logic. It will outshine their cynicism, and they won't be able to explain it because it came from a realm they could not access. The sound of your promotion won't look like an announcement. It will sound like revelation. It will be too grave, too profound, and it will require faith to interpret. When it unfolds, they will watch, unintentionally recording and unknowingly testifying that you were never invisible, you were chosen. Let them marvel, but don't let them define you. This isn't about proving them right or wrong. This is about walking into the fullness of who I made you to be, independent of external validation. The glory that is coming won't require footnotes or explanations. It will simply be powerful. It will overshadow the whispers so clearly, it will outshine every doubt. They thought silence meant stagnation, but your silence was a womb. It was working. Your promotion is not a rise in status, it is a shift in identity, a realignment with the destiny I ordained in the secret moments no one saw but me. So stand tall, beloved. Keep walking in integrity, in honor, and in worship, even when no one is applauding. What they will witness is not a comeback, it is a coming into yourself. And when it happens, they will ask, "How?" And the answer will echo from your heart, not your mouth. Because my God was with me all along. They won't be able to explain it because it was never about their understanding. It was always about my strategy. Now watch. Your silence will be profaned by revelation, your obedience rewarded in ways they never thought possible. Your promotion will echo into eternity, and they will finally hear it, see it, and know that you were never silent, only sacred. Child, listen with your spirit wide open. I am not just blessing you, I am rewriting your story. I am not merely improving your circumstances, I am reversing the verdicts that were spoken over your life, some by others, some by the enemy, and some in your darkest moments by your own tongue. But I, the Lord, do not allow false verdicts to stand. I am your judge, your defender, and your intercessor, and today I am issuing a new ruling. Cleared, crowned, and called. Where condemnation once stood tall, grace now rises taller. Where shame once stuck like tar to your soul, I am pouring cleansing oil, fragrant with freedom. They called you inconsistent, unstable, not enough. Some even used your past to keep you imprisoned in fear. But I am erasing every counterfeit label that was never mine to begin with. You were never too broken, you were never a mistake, and you were never what they said when they couldn't understand your calling. Those labels, lazy, fearful, unworthy, forgotten, are being burned in the fire of my love. I am handing you new names. Child, overcomer, anointed, pure, strategic. These aren't motivational affirmations. They are spiritual identity scrolls, sealed in my presence, signed in my blood, and carved into the books of heaven. And what about what was stolen from you? The years the enemy devoured, the relationships that broke too early, the peace that slipped away in nights of silent pain. I have seen it all. I have never been casual about your losses. No, beloved, I am a God of repayment, and I repay not only with justice but with joy. I restore not to the original state, but to the divine multiplied measure. You will not simply receive back what you lost, you will receive back what you were too hurt to even ask for. I will surprise you with restorations that do not fit your expectations. Some things you grieved are being returned to you in better form. And some things that never returned, I am replacing with something you didn't know you had the right to dream of. So don't brace yourself anymore for disappointment. Don't wear old labels like armor. Don't walk like you are still under someone else's verdict. You are under mine now, and I say you are rising. I say you are radiant. I say the gavel of grace has hit the throne of judgment, and the sentence is abundantly restored, eternally chosen, irreversibly blessed. I am not negotiating with your past, I am rewriting it, and the ink I use doesn't smear. Walk in this reversal, live in this new label, stand in this restoration. For what was once broken now belongs to glory, and what once defined you no longer applies. You are mine, and I am restoring you fully, forever, and with joy. Child of my heart, can I touch a place in you that is still sore? The place where you once dreamed with wild joy and fearless hope, until disappointment came and told you to be quiet, until time passed and told you it was too late, until people laughed or misunderstood or dismissed the vision I placed in your soul. I know you stopped talking about it. I know you folded that dream up like a fragile piece of paper and tucked it into a drawer deep inside, hoping that if you didn't touch it, it wouldn't hurt so much. But child, I never forgot it. I never stopped nurturing it. And now, through this surprise I am sending, I am awakening what you buried, not just as a memory, but as a miracle. This is not about reliving old pain. This is about revealing new promise. What you called fragile, I call holy. What you thought was too sensitive, I see as sacred. I was never disappointed in you for putting the dream away. I knew you needed to rest. I knew you needed healing. But I also knew that I would return, like I am now, to breathe on it again. What is about to rise from that long silent place is not nostalgia, it is resurrection. Not a recycled hope, but a recommissioned assignment. What once lay dormant will now stand dancing. What you once tiptoed around, I will now turn into a highway of favor. You don't need to pretend you are confident, you just need to be willing. You don't need to know how it will happen, you only need to know that I will make it happen. The surprise I am bringing into your life now will brush up against that place you thought you had closed for good. It will stir memories, not to tease you, but to testify. I never forgot, I never let go, and neither did you, not completely. There is a part of you still holding space for the impossible, and that part is where I am about to move. I am awakening the long-forgotten passion, the assignment you almost traded in, the divine blueprint with your spiritual DNA woven through it. So child, don't resist the rising. Let your heart break open again, not with grief but with glory. Let the dream come forward. Let the holy hunger return. This is not risky. This is right timing. I am not teasing you with temporary emotion. I am summoning you back into purpose. The dreams that you once whispered and then silenced, I am now amplifying. This time you won't have to defend them. I will defend you. This time you won't have to strive. I will supply. It is time. The dream won't drain you, it will define you, for I have remembered, I have returned, and I am resurrecting not just your hope, but your holy calling. My cherished child, I need you to pause right where you are and breathe in every inch of the atmosphere around you. Can you feel it? That subtle but unmistakable shift in the air. That heaviness that isn't burden but blessing. That quiet pressure that rises not with panic, but with promise. That is the weight of my glory approaching. I orchestrate such moments not with trumpets or headlines, but with silence that moves mountains. A stir you may not identify with your ears, but that your spirit, your very essence, knows is holy. I am not speaking metaphorically. You literally felt the first ripple of the realm I am about to release. For so long, you thought you were waiting for things to change, for the calendar to flip, for circumstances to shift, for people to make space. But this moment transcends circumstances. It is not a condition changing. It is a dimension of my presence. The air isn't just different because things are different. Things are different because I am changing the air. Like a shift in seasons, the spirit world is realigning. Angels are leaning closer. Walls that felt immovable are trembling. You didn't make it happen, but you feel it because your spirit is sensitive to my movements. It carries the weight of glory, and that weight does not feel light. It is heavy, it is sacred, and yes, you feel it. This isn't a delayed promise. This is my presence making its entrance, interrupting your routine, recalibrating your run, shifting you into a new frequency. You are not exhausted. You are being aligned. You are not anxious. You are being inducted. Soon what sounds like stillness will sound like celebration. What looks like silence will explode into shouts. But right now the weight is coming quiet, profound, and unstoppable. It is not contagious fear or the pressure of performance. It is contagious expectation. And your spirit, even in its weariness, draws in divine resonance, whispering, "It's near." The air has shifted, and that means the timepiece of your life is marking the moment. What you have prayed for, what you have longed for, what you have trusted through tears is en route, fueled by my glory. You don't have to stir it or strategize it. My presence is doing the work. You simply need to surrender to the shift. Let your spirit lean into the weight instead of resisting. Let your heart breathe in my nearness instead of chasing only what you can see. This isn't just a turning season. It is a turning point, and you are standing in it. Let the weight move you. Let the holy pressure position you. You are about to carry something too glorious for you to manufacture, but holy enough for you to manifest, because I am in it with you. Child, as we journey side by side through this sacred terrain, I need you to hear this deeply. You didn't imagine the signs. That stirring in your soul, that hush in your heart that felt like longing but sounded like hope. That was no fantasy. That holy restlessness you couldn't explain, the tiny tremor of anticipation, the thought about resetting, relocating, reigniting, that was not your own wish. That was the knock of fulfillment drawing near. It wasn't insecurity or itchiness. It was my invitation to what is coming, a quiet foretaste of the fullness I have in store. You think no one else notices, but I do. I feel how your soul flares when no good reason is present to believe again, and still you do. That restlessness wasn't your shifting, it was my repositioning. That quiet stirring is not panic, it is prophetic posture. I am knocking inside that whisper you called intuition, because I am present where your spirit meets your story. I am inviting you into new realms. Gently with a whisper, not an alarm, because this season of fulfillment wants to greet you calmly, intimately, without pressure, but with purpose. So when the world tells you to sit still or remain or keep quiet, remember that restlessness is not rebellion, it is revelation. It is the whisper of destiny finding its way past your doubt. It is the signal of purpose waking up in the undisturbed parts of your life. What you thought was anxiety might be altar time. What you thought was confusion might be my compass activating in your chest, a divine GPS recalibrating your path toward the promise. Lean in there not fearfully but expectantly. A quiet stirring will become a sound. That restlessness will become momentum. That knock will become an open door. You will walk in not because you forced it, but because your spirit recognized it, because you learned the voice of my invitation, the whisper of my movement, the cadence of my calling. And when you step through, you won't think you have achieved something new. You will know you have aligned with something deeper, stronger, and sweeter than you ever imagined. The signs weren't absent, they were softly present in spirit. And now I am unlocking the threshold. You did not imagine the signs, you felt me move, and that was the beginning of your unfolding. Beloved, what I am doing in your life right now goes far beyond the shifting of a season or the flipping of a page. This isn't just a new chapter. This is a new book, a divine beginning, a reset at the root, a holy restart that doesn't require you to bleed through the pages of your past to earn the beauty of what comes next. I am not asking you to reread the old narrative or relive the pain that tried to claim you. I am not asking you to carry the ink of sorrow into this next place. I am asking you to receive this fresh scroll, sealed by my love, written not with trauma but with triumph, and to let me write it with you word by word, breath by breath. Here is what you have misunderstood. I don't need your history to justify your future. I don't need your suffering to authenticate your blessing. Yes, I used the pain. I walked with you through the pages that burned. I wept with you over the chapters that felt like betrayal. But I never said your next book had to be birthed in agony. I am not a cruel author. I am the author and finisher, the one who writes with redemption as his ink and glory as his language. And now what I am offering you is not a continuation of what was. It is a divine divergence, an entirely new scroll. One that doesn't require footnotes of fear or citations of old failures. One that begins simply with this, and God began again with them. You will not have to perform for this story. You will not have to be perfect to receive it. You will not have to explain why you stopped believing, why you almost gave up, or why the last book ended the way it did. That is between me and you, and I hold no accusations in my hand, only invitation. An invitation to enter into something purer, softer, and more beautiful than you have dared to envision. This is not a reward for surviving. It is a revelation of identity. You are not just someone who endured. You are someone I chose to entrust with a new era. And child, that new era doesn't need the old evidence. You don't need to relive the pain to reclaim your power. So breathe deeply. Close the old book with honor. Lay it at my feet where it will be guarded, not erased, but sealed. And now extend your hand. I am placing something weightless and wonderful into it. The first page of a new scroll, blank but burning with promise. I am not rushing you into it. I am walking with you inside of it. This book won't exhaust you. It will exhale through you. And the words we write together will drip with joy. They will resound with peace. They will redeem time. And the ones who read your story will know this was not a sequel. This was a resurrection. You just heard me say it. I'm not giving you a new chapter. I'm giving you a whole new book. And now I invite you to become a scribe of heaven, not just receiving, but releasing this word so it reaches others who are waiting at the door of breakthrough. Your support is not just helpful, it is holy. Every super thanks, membership, or gift given through the link in the description becomes like fresh oil on the altar, fueling the lamps of those whose hope has dimmed. Malachi 3:10 is alive in this moment. Bring the full tithe and see if I will not open the windows of heaven. Child, I am ready to pour it out, not just over you, but through you. Through your obedience, through your giving, through your yes. This is sacred ground. Give now and let your obedience open doors and lives across the earth. My child, the door you once tiptoed around, the one you stared at in silence, questioning if it was ever meant for you, that door is now wide open. It no longer hides behind delay or intimidation. It no longer creaks with uncertainty or swings with conditions. It stands tall, unmoved by fear, untouched by rejection. And it is open not because of your striving, but because of my sovereignty. I opened it, I declared it, I decreed it, and now I am calling you to walk through it, not with apology, but with authority. I don't want to see you shrinking back. I don't want to see you rehearsing your insecurities like a script. This is not a time to justify your worth. This is a time to embody it. I know what held you back before. The inner questions that gnawed at your courage. What if I'm not ready? What if I'm not wanted? What if I fail again? But I need you to understand something now. The opening of this door is not based on your perfection. It is based on my preparation. And I prepared this moment with such care, such timing, such detail that nothing, and I mean nothing, can stand between you and what I have placed beyond that threshold. You feared this door because you thought it required credentials. Child, you are the credential. You are the one I chose to carry this glory. If you could see how the angels have stood guard over this threshold, you would not hesitate another moment. This door leads not just to opportunity, but to ownership. This is not about barely getting in or hoping to be seen. This is about becoming. The moment your feet cross that line, something in you will shift. The mantle that has hovered over your life will settle on your shoulders. The anointing you felt brush against you in worship will wrap around you like a robe. The dreams that once danced on the edge of your imagination will suddenly feel tangible, real, reachable. Why? Because you dared to move in faith instead of fear. You dared to walk into what I have already paid for. This is not intrusion. This is inheritance. So don't apologize for what I have opened. Don't walk small. Don't downplay what I am about to do. Walk through this door like a child who knows their father owns the house. Walk like someone who belongs because you do. Every step you take through the door will echo in the spirit, silencing doubt, shattering delay, and announcing the one I sent has arrived. Heaven has waited for this. Creation has groaned for this, and now it is time. Walk through, child. Don't knock. Don't wait. Don't whisper. Just walk. You are not a guest, you are called. My beloved, let's settle this now. I am not taking you backward. I am not leading you in circles. I am not restoring you to some former version of yourself you have outgrown. What is ahead is not a return. It is a reveal. The restoration I am releasing is not a rewind of what once was. It is the unveiling of who I always saw when I formed you in the secret place. You think you are being put back together, but child, you are actually being revealed, not as a reflection of your past, but as the fulfillment of my design. The battles you survived were not to bring you back. They were to bring you through the trauma, through the labels, through the confusion of false identities. The world told you who you were supposed to be, strong but silent, present but invisible, useful but not too loud. And over time, you wore those roles like armor, thinking that survival meant acceptance. But I never called you to survive as someone else. I called you to live fully, freely, as the one I handcrafted in eternity. And that version of you, the real you, is the one I am bringing into the light now. Don't mourn the layers I am removing. Don't grieve the titles I am dismantling. They were never the real you. They were just temporary tools to navigate seasons I never intended for you to stay in. You are not who the pain made you. You are not the sum of who left, what broke, or what never bloomed. You are not being rebuilt into an echo. You are being revealed as an original. The true you, the one who hears me even in silence. The one who carries peace into rooms before speaking a word. The one who doesn't just survive warfare but rewrites atmospheres. You, beloved, are becoming known to yourself. So let this restoration feel unfamiliar. Let it stretch you. Let it surprise you. Because what is being birthed is not a replica, it is a revelation. I am pulling back the veil on the masterpiece you couldn't see in your past reflection. You thought restoration meant being patched up? No, it means being finally seen fully, accurately, and gloriously. As I always saw you, you are not going back. You are going forward into identity, into glory, into the truth of who you have always been. Before your heart ever broke, before the first tear traced down your cheek in silence, before the world ever labeled your weariness as weakness, I wrote this moment. I etched it in the folds of eternity, inscribed it on scrolls before the foundations of the earth. This moment is not a vague blessing, not a general idea, but this very chapter, this unfolding that now stands before you like a sunrise after endless night. You weren't wandering blindly, you were walking toward this. Every silent prayer, every unnoticed sacrifice, every breath you exhaled while waiting, it brought you here to what I authored long before pain tried to edit your hope. Child, I saw your story from the first page to the last before you ever took your first step, and I want you to hear me, not as an idea, not as a doctrine, but as your God. None of your pain was wasted. The enemy tried to tell you that time had passed you by, that too many years had been lost, that your window closed and your future dissolved. But I was never pacing in panic over your timeline. I was writing with precision. I was lining up moments with miracles, tears with triumph, and losses with divine leverage. What felt like delay was actually divine design. You are standing now in the unfolding, not a climax, but a holy unraveling, a miracle win in real time. And it is not arriving because you earned it or begged for it. It is arriving because I willed it. Because I am a covenant-keeping God, because my word never returns void, because when I begin a good work, I complete it. Not halfway, not partially, but gloriously. Line by line, I am restoring what you thought had expired. Miracle by miracle, I am weaving beauty through the backdrop of what once felt broken beyond repair. So let go of the pressure to predict what happens next. You are not the author. You are the living epistle. And what I am writing now through you will speak louder than any testimony you have given before. The chapter that is unfolding will not whisper redemption, it will roar it. The miracle won't just bless you, it will define you. Because I wrote this for you, child. And I am not just writing a good ending, I am writing a holy one. Line by line, my miracle with your name in every sentence. I need to stop you right here. Look at me. Really pause everything else and lean in. Do not downplay this. Do not shrink this down to coincidence. Do not call what is divinely orchestrated a nice moment or maybe something good. That is not humility. That is hesitation. That is fear grasped in false modesty. And I love you too much to let you diminish what I am elevating. This is not just a positive turn of events. This is not luck. This is not chance. This is the divine arrival of destiny. You walk through too much to treat this moment casually. This breakthrough isn't random. It has been pulsing toward you for years. This was the arrival hell tried to delay. This was the alignment heaven fasted for. This was the convergence that angels have guarded, warred for, and watched for. And now that it is here, I won't let you dismiss it as just a season. This is not a season. This is a summons. A moment when the divine intersects with the natural, and you are invited to step into who you were born to be. You carry destiny, child. That is why the warfare has been so strategic. The enemy never fought your past. He fought your potential. He wasn't afraid of what you have done. He was terrified of what you were born to become. But now the fear is on him because you are no longer ignoring the signs. You are feeling the shift, and you are starting to believe, really believe, that you were born for more than survival. You were born for legacy. And legacy begins when you stop downplaying glory and start walking in it. So say it with your heart. This is my moment of divine arrival. This is my crossing over. Let your soul rise. Let the tears come. Let the glory feel uncomfortable at first. That is normal. But don't minimize what is happening to make others comfortable. You are not crazy. You are not dreaming. This isn't hype. This is heaven's handoff. I have opened the sky. I have moved the mountains. I have cleared the path. Now you move, child. Don't apologize for this destiny. Announce it. Because what is happening now is not just good, it is God. My beloved, come close. Let these words settle in your heart like a healing balm from my throne. I am reversing the verdicts. Every false accusation spoken over you in hidden rooms, every whispered judgment that replayed in your mind, making you think you were unworthy, unchosen, or too broken. I am reversing that entire courtroom. The gavel that rang with condemnation is falling silent. I am not simply offering forgiveness, I am delivering a decree. You are pronounced, cleared, chosen, beloved. Heaven resounds with the verdict, not guilty, restored, glorified. I am also rewriting the labels. Those labels that stuck to you because they were easier for the world to assign, outcast or not enough. I am discrediting them. I am tearing them off like ragged coats and replacing them with names written in glory. Overcomer, beloved, chosen vessel, anointed for this hour. These new titles don't come from hype or hollow affirmation. They are seals stamped by my spirit, infused with your destiny, and confirmed by eternity. And yes, I am restoring what was stolen. Don't misunderstand. I am not patching up fragments. I am restoring abundantly. The years lost to heartbreak, the dreams buried under the weight of fear, the connections severed by betrayal, these are now being returned with interest. What the enemy stole does not fit in one hand anymore. I am handing it back to you, multiplied, tailored for your season, and protected by my presence. But I don't stop there. I am replacing what was lost with something better. Where emptiness once echoed, I am planting fullness. Where loss whispered sorrow, I am installing joy. And where war once ravaged your peace, I am birthing new peace carriers, a new army of love, purpose, and promise. So stand firm, beloved. You are not the same person who needed restoration. You are becoming who I have always intended. The verdicts have fallen. The labels are being rewritten. The replacements are arriving. So stay expectant, stay anchored, and do not let pride deny the exchange my grace has made. You are being gloriously realigned. The restoration is holy. The writing is divine, and the replacement is irrevocably yours. Beloved, listen to this now as if it is the words your soul has been waiting to hear. What I am about to pour into your life will make up for every sleepless night. Those nights you lay awake wondering if tomorrow would ever look different. I saw every tear that glistened in the dark, every sigh that weighed on your chest. I am not giving you empty relief. I am pouring compensation. Not just healing for exhaustion, but a renewal of strength that empowers. Every weary moment will find its reward in divine energy drawn from the well of my presence, made new in your bones. It will also make up for every silent ache you endured. When pain couldn't speak, when grief sat without words, when hope was too timid to breathe out loud, I am pouring divine empathy into your soul. A soothing that speaks to the deepest chambers, whispering, I felt it. I was present there. I am redeeming even the places that ache is familiar with. That ache is not ignored, it is transfigured in my presence. It is reimagined as holy depth from which you will now steward others into grace. And beloved, this outpouring will make up for every lonely prayer. The ones you whispered at 2 a.m. when it felt like heaven itself was silent. I heard them, I honored them, and I am answering them. I am pouring out this answer for you right now, not just to perform another miracle, but to confirm my constancy in your life. My fulfillment is not delayed anymore. It is arriving, not because of your eloquence or how perfectly you prayed, but because of my eternity and my love for you. Every prayer you thought went unanswered, every deep groan that felt unseen, they are being redeemed with my presence right now. And that presence is not just a shadow or a fleeting feeling. It is a saturating, soothing, soul-folding reality. So incline your spirit, let your heart open wide to receive. What I am pouring out is not fleeting. This is flood-level grace, not just temporary comfort, but lasting reassurance laced with your destiny. Those sleepless nights, those aches in your chest, and those desperate prayers, they will not disappear from your memory, and they don't need to. Instead, they will become altar stones, markers where my mercy met you. And now my mercy is overtaking your future. Let my power be your pivot. Let my presence be your promotion. Let my purpose be your compensation. Beloved, come close. Let my words fall into your spirit like gentle rain after parched years. I am reversing the verdicts. The lies spoken over you, perhaps by others, or perhaps by your own inner critic, are being overturned. When the enemy dragged you into a courtroom of shame, I stood firm in my courtroom of redemption. Every time you believed you were too broken, too far gone, or too late, I want you to know I am overturning that sentence. Your verdict has changed. You are not just forgiven, you are cleared. You are not just restored, you are exalted. This isn't just mercy, it is justice engineered in grace. Listen, child, I am also rewriting the labels. You carried the weight of names that didn't belong to you, names like forgotten, failed, flawed. But I am snipping each thread, transforming each negative title into fuel for your destiny. You are not a mistake. You are my masterpiece. You are not a failure. You are my triumph. I am writing new names over your spirit. Beloved, chosen, ambassador, heir. These are not just motivational slogans. They are spiritual imprints branded by my spirit, authenticating who I made you to be. And there is more. I am restoring what was stolen and replacing what was lost. Let me say that again so it sinks deep into your soul. I am restoring what was stolen. I am not patching broken pieces. I am handing you back miracles multiplied. Your tears, your lost nights, the love you thought drained out of your life, these are being redeemed with abundance. But I am not stopping there. I am replacing what was lost with something far greater than before. It is a divine multiplication, a restoration too deep for shame and too wide for sorrow. Where pain once defined you, my joy now establishes you. Where loss once had a seat at your table, my fullness now dwells. This is not just repair, it is resurrection. So stand tall, beloved. Don't shrink back under old verdicts. Don't carry labels that weigh down your destiny. You are not a project I am working on. You are a creation I am revealing. You are the one I made in eternity, the one I carried through midnight prayers, the one I designed for purpose. The verdict has changed, the labels have been rewritten. Restoration is here and replacement is underway. This is not subtle. This is sovereign, and this is yours. Beloved, brace yourself. What is about to unfold is not simply a blessing. No, it is a revelation. Not just something good arriving, but something divine unveiling. I am not interested in just handing you gifts. I am inviting you into my presence. The difference may feel subtle at first, but the shift is seismic. This is not just a benefit. This is intimacy magnified through motion. My heart is meeting yours in a revelation of closeness, a display of how deeply I have walked beside you. Consider everything you have endured, the nights you thought no one knew, the prayers whispered so quietly they felt invisible, the seasons when even your belief felt thin and worn. I was there, not merely watching, but present, imprinting my nearness into your marrow, guiding you through the unseen currents. My revelation, now poised to burst forth, isn't just a statement. It is a revealing that I was with you. This is not a casual whisper. This is sovereignty leaning in, declaring my identity with you and in you. When this revelation lands, it won't just bless what you do. It will transform who you know me to be. You will sense a shift that breaks the ceiling of familiarity. You won't just rejoice over what I give, you will marvel over how I gave it. You will recognize not just my provision, but my presence. That provision was a paintbrush, but this revelation is the portrait of who I have always been in your life. And when you see that, everything changes. Not because of what you get, but because of who holds you. Type yes if you are ready for the blessings that you are about to receive. And if you believe in Christianity, kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. So do not stand distant, beloved. Lean in. This is not about platforms, performance, or pretense. It is about relationship. This moment is not for applause, it is for awe. I don't want to be your deliverer only, I want to be your deepest delight. And what is coming is meant to confirm not just my power, but my closeness. I am not just here to bless your steps, I am here to reveal my heart to your soul. And that, my child, is not temporary. That is everlasting. Child, listen closely. This time will not be like the last. You will not have to strive. You will not have to beg. You will not have to exhaust yourself chasing something that always felt just out of reach. This time, it will come to you. Not because you have given up, but because you have surrendered. Not because you are passive, but because you have postured your spirit in trust. And now I am sending what I reserved for this hour. When it arrives, it will not be confused, misaligned, or incomplete. It will recognize you. You see, every time you chased what wasn't designed for you, your spirit grew tired. You wore armor that didn't fit. You spoke words that weren't your language. You tried to blend into rooms I never intended you to enter. And I wept, not in anger, but with longing, because I never created you to chase. I created you to receive. I designed a rhythm for you, not of frenzy, but of divine flow. And now you are stepping into it. Now you are moving with me, not ahead, not behind. You are walking in step with my voice. And because of that, what is assigned to you will locate you. It will find you at the right moment, with the right spirit, in the right frame of mind. And when it comes, it will not question your readiness. It will respond to your preparation. It will look at you and know, this is the one. The promise will recognize the posture. The blessing will recognize the brokenness that produced strength. The door will recognize your knock, not because you forced it, but because you waited well. You didn't compromise. You didn't counterfeit the moment. You remained faithful to the rhythm I taught you in silence. And now silence becomes sound, hiddenness becomes visibility, hope becomes harvest. Everything you thought had passed you by returns, divinely timed, divinely marked, divinely yours. So rest in this, child. The rhythm has changed. You are not chasing anymore. You are attracting. You are not proving your position, you are occupying it. And what is coming, what I am sending, will not need convincing. It will feel like home because it has been designed for you. And because you finally let me be your timing, my timing has become your release. Beloved, you have made it to a divine moment. I need you to understand, this is not just the end of a journey, this is the crowning of it. When I said I would finish what I began in you, I didn't mean a quiet closing. I meant a glorious coronation. You have endured the crushing, the pressing, the pruning, and now I place something sacred on your life, a crown. Not of performance, not of pride, but of promise fulfilled. This is your divine finale, not in the sense of something concluding, but in the sense of something culminating, like the final note of a symphony played in perfect key. Everything you walked through was part of the arrangement. The suffering, the silence, the waiting, it was all tuned to bring about this moment. And now, with all of heaven as a witness, I am declaring over you, well done. You trusted me, you stayed, you kept showing up. Now receive the crown. This crown doesn't come with applause from the world. It comes with authority from heaven. You are stepping into spiritual royalty, not to rule others, but to reign in your purpose, to walk in the fulfillment of everything I have poured into you. But hear me, this finale is also your beginning, because what I am crowning, I am commissioning. I am not just honoring you, I am activating you. You have come through the fire, not scorched, but refined, and now you carry something the world needs. Your voice will carry weight. Your footsteps will mark territory. Your presence will shift rooms, not because of you, but because of me in you. This is the divine paradox. The end is the entrance. The finale is the launch pad. And where you thought it would stop, it is only beginning. So rise now, crowned child of mine. Carry your crown with humility. Wear it with conviction. And know this is not the end of your story. It is the proof that I never left you. It is the declaration that what I start, I finish, and what I finish, I glorify. Now go forth, not with fear, but with fire. Not with hesitation, but with holiness. You are crowned, you are called. And this beginning is more radiant than you have ever dreamed. You have just been crowned, you have just been commissioned, and now I call you to carry this fire forward. What I have deposited in you was never meant to sit still. It was meant to move, to multiply. Right now, I am raising up a remnant of radical sowers, ones who know that supporting the Word is part of living the Word. Whether you're led to give or simply to share this message, know that it sends light into hidden places. It funds the trumpet of truth. It partners with angels, and I promise you this, those who refresh others will themselves be refreshed. So go now. Don't wait. Live like royalty, sow like legacy, move like someone who has just been crowned. Beloved, if your spirit bears witness that this message was divinely timed for you, then do not walk away silently. I want you to declare it in the comments right now. Write, "My surprise has arrived." Heaven has delivered it. Let your voice become a living agreement with what I have spoken. When you speak it, you seal it. When you write it, you war for it. This is not just a video. This is a divine announcement with your name on it. So comment boldly and let the atmosphere know the surprise is here and I am ready to receive it. And as you declare the truth, come closer. My child, listen to my voice. Let the noise of your world fade away for just this moment and hear me. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end of all things, including the seasons of your life. And I am speaking this directly to your heart with all the authority of heaven behind my words. The season of your prolonged waiting, that long, exhausting stretch of road where you saw no change on the horizon, has now concluded. It is over. That feeling you carried deep in your bones, the weariness of holding on, of hoping for a breakthrough that never seemed to come, you can lay it down. That constant ache of asking, how much longer, ends today. This is the turning point you have been praying for. I know you have wondered if I hear you in the dead of night when your pillow has been soaked with silent tears. You have questioned if your words ever reach me. You have felt that knot in your stomach at your job, wondering if you have been overlooked again. You have felt the unspoken tensions in your family, praying for a peace that feels impossible. Let me tell you what happens to those prayers. Every whispered plea in your car, every desperate cry when no one was watching, every heartbroken petition, not a single one has been lost. They have been rising, gathering before my throne as a sweet and precious aroma. And now, my beloved, the answer you have waited for is not just coming, it is being released. I am opening the floodgates, and the blessing that has been accumulating is now pouring down upon you. Look back for a moment. Do you see the confusion? The doors that closed? The people who walked away? You saw it as chaos, as failure, as unanswered prayer. But I was the author of it all. I have been the master weaver, working behind the scenes of your life. That job you didn't get, that relationship that ended, the detour you were forced to take, it was me. I was orchestrating celestial events in earthly circumstances, moving every piece on the board, aligning every star in the sky to converge perfectly for this exact moment. Nothing has been random. Every delay was deliberate. Every setback was a setup for what is about to happen. My timing is not like yours, it is perfect. And your perfect time is now. So cease your anxious striving. Stop trying so hard to make things happen. I see you working tirelessly, trying to be good enough, strong enough, wise enough to earn what I am about to give you freely. That feeling of constant pressure that you have to hold your world together by your own strength, release it. Let your shoulders relax. Take a deep breath. The blessing I am giving you is not by your might, not by your power, but by my Spirit. You cannot build what I am about to give. You cannot earn it. You can only open your hands and receive it. What I am about to do in your life will be an undeniable sign, both for you and for everyone who has watched you struggle. It will be a testament that I am your God, and that I am faithful to the one I love. This will not be a quiet, subtle shift that could be mistaken for luck or coincidence. It will be a clear and powerful demonstration of my love for you, silencing every voice of doubt both within you and around you. And hear this clearly, my precious one. This is not another test. This is not a trial to see if you will endure. The testing is over. This is the grand unveiling, the premiere of a promise I whispered to your heart long ago, a promise you may have thought was forgotten. It was never forgotten. It was simply waiting for this moment. Your big surprise is here. Open it now, my child. For far too long, your mind has been a battlefield. I have seen the relentless war that wages inside your thoughts. I have heard the looping soundtrack of condemnation, the whispers that tell you, you're not good enough, you'll never get this right. Remember that time you failed, you will fail again. These are not your thoughts, my child. They are the echoes of an enemy who seeks to keep you imprisoned in your own mind. You wake up with a sense of dread, a free-floating anxiety that clings to you before your feet even touch the floor. That is the chain I am breaking right now. I am speaking into the chaos of your mind and commanding my peace to reign. I am shattering the patterns of negative thinking that have held you captive. The lies you have believed about yourself, the cycles of worry and fear, their power over you is ending in this very moment. Feel the chains fall. I am giving you a new spirit. I am replacing that suffocating spirit of fear, the fear of the future, the fear of what others think, the fear of not measuring up. I am taking it from you. Breathe it out. And now breathe in what I give you. A spirit of power, of love, and of a sound, clear mind. The power is my power, enabling you to do what you thought was impossible. The love is my love, casting out all that fear and assuring you of your infinite worth. And the sound mind is a mind at peace, a mind that is stable and calm, no longer tossed back and forth by every worry and every threat. This is not something you have to strive for. It is a gift I am placing within you. Your mind will no longer be a war zone. It will become a sanctuary for my presence. With this new mind, you will finally begin to see yourself as I have always seen you. When you look at your reflection, you see your flaws, your mistakes, your shortcomings. You see the sum of your past failures. But I am handing you a new mirror, my mirror. And when you look into it, you will see a reflection of my Son. You will see someone who is righteous, not by their own works, but because you are clothed in His perfection. You will see someone who is whole, not broken. You will see someone who is profoundly, deeply, and unconditionally loved by the Creator of the universe. The confusion that has clouded your decisions, making you second-guess every choice, is evaporating. I am replacing it with my divine clarity and wisdom. You will know the right path to take, not because you have it all figured out, but because you will be listening to my voice. The fog is lifting, and you will see the way forward. Problems that once seemed like insurmountable mountains will be transformed before your eyes. They will become platforms, stages upon which my glory will be displayed through your life. That financial struggle is the stage for my miraculous provision. That difficult relationship is the stage for my supernatural grace to flow through you. Your mind is no longer the enemy's playground. It is my garden. Walk with me there. My beloved, I want you to prepare yourself for a shift in how the world responds to you. You have been pushing against doors that were never meant for you, exhausting yourself trying to force a way forward. Hear me now. I am the divine doorkeeper, and I am permanently closing the doors of distraction that have wasted your time and drained your energy. At the same time, I am swinging open doors of opportunity so wide that no man, no devil, no circumstance can ever shut them. You will walk through them not with striving, but with an effortless grace that can only come from me. You have felt so alone in your struggles, as if you have to fight for every inch of ground. But that is changing. I am moving ahead of you, and I am positioning people in your path to help you. You will see it happen. A superior at work will suddenly champion your cause. An official will inexplicably expedite your paperwork. A stranger will offer you a piece of advice that unlocks everything. These people will not even understand why they are helping you. They will call it a gut feeling or a hunch. But you and I will know the secret. It is my spirit moving on your behalf, turning hearts in your favor. Where you were once overlooked, you will now receive preferential treatment. Your name will be brought up in rooms you have not yet entered. Your ideas, once dismissed, will now be seen as brilliant. You will be given grace in situations where others face harsh judgment. This is my unmerited favor, and it will surround you like a shield. I know the shame you carry from your past. The enemy loves to be your accuser, replaying a highlight reel of your worst moments, your biggest mistakes. He uses them to tell you that you are disqualified from my blessing. Today I am silencing your accuser. I am taking the celestial ledger, the book that records all things, and I am erasing the errors of your past. They are not just forgiven, they are wiped clean, completely forgotten, covered by the blood of my Son. When the accuser looks for a reason to condemn you, he will find nothing. You will be judged only by my grace. And even more than that, I am going to take your greatest points of shame and turn them into your most powerful areas of influence. The very weakness you tried to hide will become the heart of your testimony, bringing hope to countless others. And with this favor comes provision. Stop worrying about the bills, the rent, the debt that keeps you awake at night. I am commanding resources to flow to you from the most unexpected and surprising sources. An old debt will be repaid. An unexpected check will arrive in the mail. An idea I give you will turn into a new stream of income. It will be so obviously my hand that you can give the glory to no one else. This is my favor, and it is your new reality. My child, do you feel that deep, persistent ache in your soul? That feeling of being adrift, of asking, what am I really here for? You have been wandering, trying to find your purpose in your job, in your relationships, in your achievements, and you've come up empty. That aimless frustration ends now. I am lifting the veil from your spiritual eyes. The fog of confusion about your life's direction is about to burn away, and you will see with breathtaking clarity the specific high calling I have placed upon your life. It has been there all along, but now you will see it. Pay attention to your heart. What are the things that make you come alive? What are the injustices that make you angry? What are the dreams you have secretly held, the ones you dismissed as foolish or impossible? My child, those passions and desires are not random. I planted them within you. They are not distractions. They are clues. They are the divine breadcrumbs I have laid out for you, leading you directly to the center of your destiny. a deep desire to bring order from chaos, to heal what is broken, to teach what is true, to create what is beautiful. That is my fingerprint on your soul, pointing the way home to your true purpose. Stop ignoring it. Stop downplaying it. It is your sacred map. And to equip you for this purpose, I am activating the dormant spiritual gifts within you. You have read about them, perhaps even wished you had them, but they are already inside you, waiting for this moment. Today, I am flipping the switch. The gift of wisdom will begin to flow, giving you solutions you never thought of. The gift of encouragement will pour from your lips, lifting those around you. The gift of faith will rise within you, allowing you to believe for the impossible. These gifts are not for your own glory. They are my tools in your hands for the building of my kingdom and the blessing of the world. You will finally understand how your unique story, with all its pain, all its triumphs, all its messy details, is a crucial and irreplaceable chapter in my grand redemptive plan. You are not a mistake. You are not an afterthought. Your life is a vital thread in my eternal tapestry. So the days of aimless wandering are over. You will now walk with divine direction and certainty. Your daily work will no longer feel like a burden you must endure. It will be transformed into a glorious partnership with me, a holy collaboration where every task, no matter how small, is infused with eternal meaning. This is your true work. Let us begin. My precious child, I am the God who restores. The enemy has come to steal, kill, and destroy, and I have seen what has been stolen from you. I have seen the years you feel have been wasted, years lost to fear, to a toxic relationship, to an addiction, to indecision and doubt. You look back with regret, mourning the time you can never get back. But hear my promise to you now. I am restoring the years that the locusts have eaten. I am the Lord of time, and I am going to redeem what was lost. I will compress blessings into your life so that in a short season you will recover everything that was taken. The feeling of being behind is a lie from the enemy. With me, you are right on time for a miracle of restoration. I want you to think about the relationships in your life that are broken, the painful silence between you and a family member, the friendship that ended in bitterness, the trust that was shattered. In your own power, these breaches seem beyond repair. But my spirit is a master of reconciliation. Right now, I am moving on the hearts of others involved. I am softening what has been hardened. I am bringing conviction where there has been pride. I am making a way for forgiveness where there has been deep hurt. Get ready for phone calls you never expected, for conversations you thought would never happen. I am mending what was broken, and my restoration will be more beautiful than what existed before. And now let's talk about the dreams you gave up on. I know where you buried them. The dream to start that business, to write that book, to go back to school, to heal your family. You declared them dead because they seemed impossible. But I am the God of resurrection. I am walking into the graveyard of your dead dreams, and I am speaking my life into them. What you thought was finished is about to have a new beginning. I am breathing my spirit back into those hopes, and they will rise again, stronger and more glorious than you ever imagined. This restoration is not just spiritual and emotional, it is physical. That chronic pain, that diagnosis the doctors gave you, that weariness in your body, I am the Lord your healer. I am decreeing my healing touch over you, mending what experts said was impossible. Your hope, your joy, your passion for life, which have been so depleted, are being refilled right now to the point of overflowing. The whispers and accusations that have tarnished your name are being silenced. I am your vindicator, and I am restoring your honor before all. Believe me and receive your complete restoration. My child, I have laid the foundation for your complete restoration, but do not turn away from me now. You have only heard the beginning of the surprise I am unfolding for you. It would grieve my heart for you to be content with what is restored, only to miss the new divine connections I am about to bring into your life. Stay with me. The unveiling has just begun. My child, walk with me for a moment. I want to talk to you about the people you are walking with. I have seen the relationships that drain the very life from you. The one-sided friendships where you do all the giving, the family dynamics that are rooted in control and manipulation, the connections that keep you tethered to a past I have already set you free from. These ungodly soul ties have been like anchors holding you back, blocking your progress. So today, by my authority, I am doing a sacred work. I am taking my sword of truth, and I am making a clean cut. I am severing those ties that have hindered you. Feel the release. Feel the lightness. You are being set free, not to walk alone, but to walk with the people I have chosen for you. In place of those draining connections, I am bringing forth covenant friendships. These are not casual acquaintances, my child. These are divine kingdom alliances I have ordained for you for this specific season. I am bringing you people who will not compete with you but champion you. They will not drain you but energize you. They will see the gold in you that I have placed there, and they will call it forth. They will cover you in prayer, speak truth to you in love, and celebrate your victories as if they were their own. You have been praying for these kinds of friends, and I am answering. You must prepare your heart to receive them. How will you meet them? You must stop striving and start trusting me to orchestrate divine appointments. You will happen to be in the right place at the right time. You will sit next to them on a plane. You will strike up a conversation in a coffee shop. You will be placed on the same project at work. What seems like coincidence to the world will be my clear and deliberate hand at work, weaving your paths together. That mentor you have prayed for, that business partner who has the skills you lack, that loyal friend who will stick closer than a brother, their unveiling is at hand. I am about to pull back the curtain and make the introduction. And these new connections will be different. They will not be based on worldly gain or what you can do for each other. They will be rooted in a shared spirit and a common purpose in me. You will recognize them in your spirit. There will be an ease and a sense of coming home. In a world that can feel so isolating, I am assembling your tribe. The loneliness that has haunted you is being banished. These people will be my gift to you, a community to stand with you, fight for you, and run this race alongside you. Get ready. They are on their way. My child, let us speak about the heavy spirit of not enough that has followed you for so long. It is a shadow that has clung to your family line. A whisper passed down through generations that says, be careful, there isn't enough to go around. Scarcity has been your reality. You have felt it in the pit of your stomach when looking at your bank account. You have heard it in the anxious thoughts that keep you from being generous. And you have seen its fruit in the struggles of those who came before you. I am here to tell you that this is not the inheritance I have for you. This is a spirit of poverty, a generational curse of lack. and by the authority of my name and the power of my son's sacrifice, I declare that its hold on your bloodline is broken right now. The cycle of just getting by ends with you. The fear of lack stops here. You are the beginning of a new financial lineage, one marked by my abundance. I'm going to teach you the secrets of a different economy, an economy that defies the logic of your world. The world system is built on hoarding, on competition, on the fear that if someone else gets more, you will have less. It tells you to clench your fist tightly around what you have. But my kingdom's economy operates on a principle of flow. I am teaching you to open your hand as you learn to release what I've given you with a generous heart, sowing into my work, blessing those in need. You position yourself under an open heaven. I will show you that giving is not losing. It is the very mechanism of multiplication. This will require a profound shift in your thinking from a mindset of fear to one of audacious faith. But I will guide you. I will show you where to sow, and I will ensure your harvest is hundredfold. From this day forward, look at your hands differently. They are no longer just hands that work for a wage. They are hands that I have anointed to build and create wealth. This is not for the purpose of luxury or selfish gain. I am entrusting you with wealth for a reason, to be a distribution center for my kingdom here on earth. You will be a source of blessing, able to fund the gospel, to care for the widow and the orphan, to resource those I call. To do this, I am releasing a torrent of creative ideas and divine strategies into your mind. While you sleep, I will download business plans. During your day, I will give you innovative solutions to problems at your work. These ideas are your new streams of income. And as this provision flows in, I speak to the mountain of debt that has stood before you. I command the spirit of debt to leave your house. That student loan, that credit card balance, that mortgage that feels like a prison. Their power to intimidate you is broken. You are moving from the camp of the borrower to the camp of the lender. This is my will for you. You will have more than enough, not so you can build bigger barns for yourself, but so that you can be extravagantly generous on every occasion. You will be the one who pays for the groceries of the family behind you, the one who anonymously covers a friend's medical bill, the one who gives joyfully and freely whenever my spirit prompts. This is your new reality. This is my abundant provision. My beloved, I am giving you a gift that the world cannot offer and circumstances cannot take away. I am giving you my peace. I need you to understand what this is. It is not the absence of trouble. It is the presence of me in the middle of your trouble. The storms of life will still come. The winds of bad news will still blow. The waves of other people's chaos will still crash against you. But I am doing a supernatural work deep within your soul. I am giving you a peace that transcends all human understanding, a calm that makes no logical sense to the outside observer. While others are panicking, your spirit will be still. I want you to picture your soul as a ship on a raging sea. In the past, every wave of fear, every gust of anxiety has tossed you violently, leaving you feeling seasick and terrified. But today, I am lowering a divine anchor from your ship. This anchor is not dropping into the shifting sands of your circumstances. It is going down, deep into the bedrock of who I am, your unshakable, immovable rock. The storms will still rage, but they will not disturb the stillness of your soul anchored in me. You will feel the ship rise and fall, but you will no longer be terrified of capsizing, for you are held fast by the one who commands the seas. With this anchor comes the defeat of anxiety, that racing heart, the thoughts that spiral out of control at 3 a.m., the constant worrying over what if. That is not from me. That is the storm. As your trust in my absolute control and my complete sovereignty becomes absolute, anxiety will lose its grip. Its voice will become a faint whisper instead of a deafening roar. I invite you now to learn to rest in my presence. This is not an empty command. It is an invitation to a place. Find a quiet moment each day to simply sit with me. No agenda, no requests, just being still and knowing that I am God. In these moments of quiet communion, you will find a strength and a rejuvenation that no amount of striving can produce. This rest is your weapon. This peace will become a fortress around you, impenetrable to the chaos of the world. Worry will come and knock at the gate, but it will not be able to enter. Fear will lay siege, but it will find no breach in the walls. Your heart and mind will be guarded, and this inner reality will have a powerful outer effect. Your calm and steady spirit will become a testimony to your family, your co-workers, and your friends. They will see you standing firm in the middle of the storm, and they will be drawn to your light. They will ask you, how can you be so calm when everything is falling apart? And your life itself will be the answer. It is not my peace, it is His peace which He has given to me. You will become a harbor for others, a place of refuge in their turmoil, all because you first learned to rest in me. My child, there has been a fundamental misunderstanding of your position. For too long, you have seen yourself as a victim of circumstance, as a foot soldier merely trying to survive the battle, constantly harassed by the enemy. Today, that perspective changes. I am not just your comforter. I am your commander-in-chief, and I am issuing you a divine promotion. I am clothing you with a new spiritual authority, an authority that is not your own, but is yours, because you are in my Son, and He is seated at my right hand, far above all rule and authority and power and dominion. Where He is, you are. It is from this position of victory that you will now operate. I want you to see the enemy's tactics for what they are: the slithering of serpents and the stinging of scorpions. They are assignments of darkness sent to paralyze you with fear, poison you with lies, and constrict you with condemnation. In the past, you have tolerated them, you have dodged them, you have even been wounded by them. But no more. I am giving you the authority to trample on serpents and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy. You will no longer run from them. You will put your foot on their necks. You have been given dominion. It is time for you to walk in it. This authority will change the way you speak. Your words, when they are aligned with my word and my will cease to be passive wishes. They will become weapons. They will carry creative power. I am calling you to stop describing your mountains of problems and start speaking to them. Command them to be moved in the name of my Son. When you walk into a room filled with tension and strife, you will speak my peace, and the atmosphere will shift. This new authority will also revolutionize your prayer life. Stop begging me for a victory that I have already secured. The work was finished at the cross. The enemy was defeated and made a public spectacle. Therefore, you are not fighting for victory. You are fighting from victory. Your prayers will now be declarations of what is already true. You will enforce the triumph of Calvary in your daily life. This authority has a jurisdiction. I am giving you authority over the territory I have assigned to you. Your family is your territory. Your home is your territory. Your work, your ministry, your sphere of influence. That is your territory, and you are its spiritual guardian. The demonic forces that have harassed your children, that have brought strife into your marriage, that have blocked your business, they are now on notice. They are trespassing, and you have been given the authority to evict them. You will speak my name, and they will flee. As you begin to walk in this, a holy boldness will rise up in you. You will no longer be afraid of any giant or any mountain in your path. You will confront challenges with the unshakable confidence of one who knows that the one in you is infinitely greater than the one in the world. Stand up, my warrior. Your new commission begins now. My child, you live in a world filled with noise. There is the constant clamor of the news, the endless scroll of opinions on social media, the demanding voices of your obligations, the deceitful whispers of the enemy, and the anxious chatter of your own heart. It is a deafening cacophony, and it has made it so difficult for you to hear me. You have longed to hear my voice, to feel my guidance, but it is often felt like you are trying to hear a whisper in the middle of a loud crowd. So today, I am doing something sacred. I am performing a cleansing of your spiritual ears. I am commanding all that other noise to be turned down, all that static to be silenced, so that you can tune into the one frequency that brings life. I am making a quiet space in your soul where you can hear me. My voice will become distinct to you. Think of a shepherd in a field with 100 sheep. Many voices may call out, but his sheep know the unique sound, the specific tone and cadence of their master's voice, and they follow him. I promise you, my voice will become that clear, that familiar, that unmistakable to your spirit. You will learn to recognize it instantly. It will not be a voice of harsh condemnation, of fear, or of confusion. My voice will always carry the tone of perfect love. It will bring peace, it will bring clarity. It will bring comfort, and it will bring righteous conviction that leads to freedom. You will know it is me. I will speak to you in many ways. I will give you clear direction in your dreams while you sleep, untangling the knots of your waking hours. I will flash pictures or visions into your mind during your times of prayer, showing you what I see. But most often, my child, I will speak to you in the gentle inward whisper to your spirit. It will be a sudden knowing, a quiet prompting, a peaceful thought that is wiser and more loving than your own. I invite you to cultivate the habit of listening. In the car, in the quiet of the morning, take a moment. Ask me a question and then be still. Learn to wait for that gentle impression. And I will speak to you through my word. The scriptures will no longer feel like a distant historical book. As you open the pages, a verse will suddenly seem to be illuminated, as if it were written just for you, for this very day. It will leap off the page and into your heart, a living and active word of guidance. This is me speaking to you. As you practice this, I will give you the precious gift of discernment. You will learn to instantly distinguish my voice from all the others. When a thought brings anxiety and pressure, you will know it is the enemy. When a thought is rooted in insecurity or doubt, you will know it is your own flesh. But when a thought brings a deep, resonant peace and aligns with my written word, you will know it is me. Listen for me, beloved. I am always speaking. My dear child, listen closely, for this intimacy of communication, this daily conversational walk with me, is about to become your greatest guide and your most cherished treasure. It is the compass that will lead you through every difficult decision you face. It is the light that will illuminate your path when the world feels dark, and it is the source of all the life-giving surprises I have prepared specifically for you. Listen, I am speaking to you right now. Now that your ears are finally open to hear my voice with such clarity, surely you would not walk away from this conversation. I have only just started to share the secrets of your family's destiny and the generational curses I am now breaking on your behalf. To stop listening now would be to silence the very voice you have prayed so long to hear. My heart yearns to tell you everything, so please quiet your spirit and continue to listen. My child, let us look at your family tree. Have you ever wondered why certain destructive patterns seem to repeat, generation after generation? You see a persistent spirit of poverty that ensures no one ever truly gets ahead. You see a predisposition to specific struggles, a deep root of anger that passes from father to son, or a cycle of addiction and divorce that seems impossible to break. You have seen this. And if you are honest, you have feared it for yourself and for your children. I want you to understand what this is. It is a generational curse, an ancient spiritual inheritance of brokenness, a poisonous root that has been feeding your family line for years. But today, you are standing at a turning point in history. I want you to look at the cross of my son. At that moment, the power of every curse was broken. The legal right of the enemy to enforce these patterns was shattered. And now today, I am taking that universal victory and applying it specifically and powerfully to your bloodline. I am taking the divine acts of my word and laying it to the root of that cursed family tree. The flow of poison stops with you. The pattern of sin, the assignment of sickness, the mindset of poverty, I declare that its power is broken in your life right now. You are not destined to repeat the failures of the past. You are the one I have chosen to stop the plague. You have a new identity, my child. You are the designated curse breaker for your lineage. You are not a victim of your family's history. You are its liberator. You will be the one to stand in the gap, to rewrite your family's future, and to establish a new legacy. But I am not just a God who breaks curses. I am a God who releases blessings. For just as curses have been passed down, there is another, more powerful inheritance waiting for you. Think of your ancestors who walked in faith. Perhaps a great-grandmother who prayed for her descendants, or a forefather who honored me with his life. Their acts of faithfulness and their tearful prayers were not lost. They have been stored up as a treasure in my heavenly kingdom, a generational blessing waiting to be released. And today I am unlocking that heavenly vault. I am releasing upon you the blessings that were stored up for you by the generations of faith who came before. Favor, wisdom, and spiritual inheritance are now flowing down to you. Picture this: your entire family tree is being divinely uprooted. It is being lifted out of the dry, cursed soil of the past, and I am replanting it with my own hands into the rich, fertile ground of my grace and promise. The nutrients of this new soil are love, peace, joy, and provision. Type yes if you are ready for the blessings that you are about to receive. And if you believe in Christianity, kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. Your children and your children's children will not inherit the old struggles. They will grow up in the shade of this new blessed tree. They will inherit a legacy of faith, of favor, of health, and of purpose. The entire spiritual DNA of your family is being reset, and it is starting right now with you. You are the gateway through which this new river of blessing will flow to all your descendants. Embrace this holy calling, for your family's destiny is being reborn. My child, you have often looked at yourself and seen fragility. You have felt weak, easily broken, and have prayed for me to take your struggles away, to remove the heavy burdens. But I want to reveal something to you now. While you were asking me to lighten your load, I was actually strengthening your back to carry it. You have been in training, and you did not even know it. Now, the surprise I am unveiling is the resilience and strength you never knew you possessed, because it is my strength perfected in your weakness. You are about to discover a hidden reservoir of fortitude within you that will astonish you. You have measured your strength by your own feelings of weariness, but you have no idea of the spiritual muscle you have built in the secret place of endurance. I am about to show you who you have become. Think back on the trials that were meant to destroy you, the betrayal that should have made you bitter, the failure that should have crushed your spirit, the loss that should have extinguished your hope. You see them as ugly scars, but I see them as the marks of a forge. Those fiery trials were my divine furnace, and the enemy's blows were merely the hammer I used to shape you. He meant to shatter you, but I used his efforts to burn away the impurities, to temper your faith, and to forge in you an unbreakable character. You are not the same person who entered that fire. You have come out stronger, purer, and with a resilience that cannot be manufactured, only forged. The enemy looks at you and trembles because the very weapons he formed against you have been used to fashion you into a warrior. I want you to look at your greatest weaknesses, the very things you despise about yourself. The insecurity that makes you hesitate, the fear that holds you back, the area where you seem to fail time and time again. You have pleaded with me to remove these things from you, but I am revealing a divine secret to you. Your greatest weakness is the stage I have chosen for the greatest display of my power. People will not look at you and be impressed by your flawless strength. They will look at you and be in awe of my strength shining through your acknowledged frailty. Where you are weak, I am strong. Your weakness does not disqualify you. It qualifies you for a demonstration of my grace that will leave no doubt that I am the one at work in your life. This is not just about surviving the past, it is about finishing the future. I know you get tired. I know you sometimes feel you cannot take another step in this long race of faith. That is why today I am releasing a fresh anointing of endurance upon you. It is a supernatural second wind, the divine energy that will empower you to run and not grow weary, to walk and not faint. You will finish the course I have set before you, and you will finish it with your head held high, not crawling across the line, but breaking the tape in victory. So stop seeing yourself as a fragile victim of life. That identity is dead and buried. From this moment on, I command you to see yourself as I see you. A warrior in my army, clad in my armor, powerful in my might. And this newfound strength is not a private possession. It is a gift to be shared. You will become the one who can lift up the weary, who can offer your strong arms to those who are faint of heart. Your hidden strength is about to be revealed, not just to you, but to the world. My child, now that you feel this warrior strength rising within you, I am calling you to wield it, not just for yourself, but for my kingdom. If your heart stirs to use this strength to lift others beyond your physical reach, know that this is my invitation. Every seed you sow through this ministry becomes a lifeline for a soul in the dark and a river of my hope flowing into desolate places. I declare over you now, give, and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over will be poured into your lap by my own hand. This is your divine appointment to release what is in your hands, so I may release the fullness of what is in mine for you. As you give, I will place a hedge of fire around your finances and rebuke the devourer for your sake. Therefore, act on the strength I have given you. Release your surprise offering through the Super Thanks membership or with the link provided, and watch me multiply your territory. My child, listen carefully. The grace and spiritual equipment I gave you for your last season were perfect for what you faced then. The anointing you carried was for survival in the wilderness, for endurance through the trial, for protection in the battle. You have been faithful with it, but you are no longer in that season. The territory ahead is different. The assignment has changed, and therefore the anointing must be new. You cannot conquer the promised land with a wilderness anointing. So today, I declare a divine shift. The old anointing for your previous season is now being replaced with a fresh outpouring of my Spirit. I want you to feel this. This is not a small adjustment or a minor upgrade. This is a complete, total immersion in a fresh oil of my presence. Picture this in your spirit. I am pouring a flask of new, fragrant oil over your head. Feel it running down, soaking your mind with new ideas, your heart with new passion, and your hands with new power. It is an anointing for this specific, unique season you are now entering. It is tailor-made for the challenges and opportunities that lie directly ahead. It is the grace you need to face the specific giants that guard your inheritance, and the wisdom you need to build what I have called you to build. You have thought in your heart that you have reached the limit of what you can do for me. But I tell you the truth. With this new anointing, the ceiling of your past achievements will become the floor of your future. You will do greater works than you have ever done before. You will see the evidence of this new anointing in your daily life. Areas that have always been a struggle for you will suddenly have a supernatural ease and grace upon them. That fear of public speaking will be replaced by a divine authority in your words. The confusion you felt when managing your finances will be replaced by supernatural wisdom and strategy. The relationships that were a constant source of friction will begin to flow with a new grace. What once required intense, grinding effort will now flow from a place of rest and power. This is the hallmark of my anointing at work. It is my yoke which is easy and my burden which is light. And this anointing will not remain hidden. It will create a spiritual magnetism around you. The lost, the hurting, the broken, and the confused, they will be drawn to you. They may not know why, but they will sense the presence of the healer, the restorer, the waymaker in you. Your life will become a beacon of hope. Prepare yourself now, for I am expanding your capacity. Your heart is being enlarged to contain more of my presence. Your mind is being stretched to receive more of my wisdom. Your spirit is being strengthened to handle more of my power. I am entrusting you with more because you have been faithful. Do not be afraid of this new level of responsibility. My anointing not only commissions you, it fully equips you. Step into the new. My precious child, we must talk about the secret prison you have been living in. It is the prison of offense. Its walls are built from the bricks of past hurts. Its bars are forged from the steel of bitterness. You are the prisoner, but you are also the jailer, holding the key in your own hand. I have seen you there in that cold, dark cell, replaying the tapes of betrayal over and over. I have heard the words that wounded you echoing in your mind. I have felt the sting of the injustice that was never made right. And I know, from a human perspective, that forgiving the one who hurt you feels utterly impossible. It feels weak. It feels unfair. You feel they do not deserve your forgiveness, and you are right, they do not. But you deserve to be free. So hear me now. I am not commanding you to muster up forgiveness from your own depleted heart. I know you cannot. Your ability to forgive was exhausted long ago. Instead, I am giving you a surprise. I am giving you my forgiveness. It is a supernatural gift, a divine power that I am placing in your spirit right now. It is the ability to release the debt you are owed, not because your offender deserves it, but because your Father commands it, for the sake of your own soul. All I ask of you is to be willing. Be willing to let go. Be willing to receive this gift and use it. Open your heart and say, Father, I am willing. And watch what my Spirit will do. As you accept this gift, I am going to do a deep work of healing. That bitterness that has been a poisonous root in the soil of your soul, tainting everything you feel and think, I am pulling it out. It will no longer poison your joy or your future relationships. The torment of replaying those past hurts in your mind, which is a form of self-inflicted torture, is now coming to an end. I am commanding those memories to lose their power over you. They may still exist as facts, but they will no longer carry the venomous sting of pain. You will be able to remember without reliving the agony. And here's the most beautiful surprise. The moment you choose to use my key of forgiveness to unlock the cell of the person who hurt you, you will discover it was your own prison door that just swung open. You have been holding yourself captive by binding them. In releasing them, you are released into a new and glorious level of freedom. The chains of resentment fall from your own ankles. The weight of that burden is lifted from your own shoulders. And as you step out of that prison, I will begin the tender work of healing the wounds that this offense has caused. The walls around your heart that have made it impossible to trust again will begin to come down. You will learn to trust me, and in time, to trust others again. And your story, your testimony of being set free from the prison of bitterness, will become a master key. You will use it to unlock the prison doors of countless others who are trapped in the same torment, showing them the way to the freedom you have found. My child, you have a human relationship with time. You see it as a constant, a river that flows at one unchangeable speed, carrying you along. You see it as a limited resource, always running out. You look at the clock and feel pressure. You look at the calendar and feel behind. But I want to lift your perspective. I am the creator of time. I exist outside of it. For me, time is not a rigid ruler. It is a flexible material in my hands. I am the Lord of time, and for you in this season, I am going to bend it, stretch it, and compress it for my glory and for your good. I have heard your heart's cry that you have lost so much time that you are too far behind to ever catch up. This is a lie from the enemy designed to keep you paralyzed in regret. Hear my declaration over you. I am decreeing a season of divine acceleration. I am compressing time on your behalf. You are about to accomplish in a very short season what would have otherwise taken you a lifetime. Projects at work will be completed with astonishing speed. Your spiritual growth will be exponential. You will see doors open and promises fulfilled back to back so quickly it will take your breath away. This is me restoring the years the locusts have eaten. I am giving you back the time you thought was lost with interest. But just as I can compress time, I can also expand it. I have seen your weariness. I know you feel rushed with no time to breathe, no time to rest, no time to just be with me. So I will also perform the miracle of expansion. I'm going to stretch moments for you. A 15-minute break in your car will feel as restorative to your soul as an hour of peaceful prayer. A single night of deep sleep will feel as rejuvenating as a week of vacation. I will supernaturally multiply your moments of rest, peace, and communion with me. Even in the midst of your busiest schedules, you will get more done in less time and have more time for what truly matters. You must also understand my purpose in the delays you have endured. Every single delay, every waiting period that frustrated you to your core was not a denial from me. It was my divine and strategic positioning. I was holding you back because the timing was not yet perfect. I was working on other people's hearts. I was arranging circumstances you could not see. I was protecting you from a danger you did not know existed. Now that the time is right, you will see why the wait was necessary. And now I will introduce you to a new way of living, not by Chronos, the ticking clock of man, but by Kairos, my divinely appointed and opportune moments. I am heightening your spiritual sensitivity. You will begin to sense these open windows of heaven. You will feel the gentle nudge of my spirit to act, to make that call, to send that email, to step out in faith. And as you respond to these Kairos moments, you will see my favor accelerate everything. You will no longer be a slave to the calendar. You will be a partner with me in my perfect timing. You have seen how I bend time for your sake, but this is only the framework for the life I am giving you. The greatest surprise is the unshakable joy I will place within that time. To leave this conversation now would be like receiving a beautifully wrapped box but abandoning the precious gift inside. Do not disappoint my spirit by settling for a partial blessing when I am offering you fullness. My beloved, I have seen the ashes you have been sitting in, the ashes of disappointment, of grief, of weariness, of dreams that have burned to the ground. You have mourned, and I have mourned with you. But the season of mourning is now giving way to a new day. I am reaching down to you, and I am performing a divine exchange. I am taking your sackcloth and your ashes, and in their place I am giving you beauty. I am pouring out the oil of my gladness upon you. This is not a superficial happiness that masks the pain. It is a deep, supernatural joy that actually heals the pain. It is a joy that will soothe your spirit and make your countenance shine with my light. This joy I give you is a surprise, because its source is completely different from what you have known. The world's happiness is fragile. It is based on happenings. It comes when circumstances are good and flees when they are not. Type yes if you are ready for the blessings that you are about to receive. And if you believe in Christianity, kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. But the joy I am pouring into you is rooted in one thing and one thing only: my unchanging presence within you, because I never leave you. This joy can never be taken from you. It will be your constant companion, independent of your circumstances. You will have this joy when the bank account is full, and you will have this joy when it is empty. You will have it on the mountaintop and in the darkest valley. I will become the unshakable foundation of your emotional life. I declare to you that laughter is returning to your heart and to your home. That deep, genuine, soul-cleansing laughter that you have missed for so long, it will once again echo off your walls. The heaviness that has suffocated the atmosphere of your life is lifting, and a spirit of lightness and gladness is taking its place. You will find yourself smiling for no reason. You will feel a bubble of delight rising from within. This is my Spirit bearing His fruit in you, and you must understand, this joy is not a luxury. It is a necessity. It is your strength. The joy of the Lord is your spiritual fortress. When the enemy comes to attack you with discouragement, your joy will be your shield. When he whispers lies of despair, your laughter will be the weapon that drives him back. Joy is not a denial of your problems. It is the declaration that your God is bigger than your problems. Your entire perspective will begin to shift. You will find yourself taking deep delight in things you had stopped noticing. The beauty of a sunset, the taste of your food, the kindness of a stranger. You will find your greatest delight in simply knowing me, in reading my word, and in following my ways. And this deep internal state of joy will become irresistibly contagious. It will overflow from you and touch everyone you meet. It will be a light that draws others out of their own darkness, a warmth that comforts the cold and brokenhearted. Your joyful spirit will become one of your most powerful testimonies, a living, breathing advertisement for the goodness of your God. Get ready to be happy again, not because your problems are gone, but because your God is present. My child, you must remember who you are. You are made in my image, and I am the Creator. Before there was anything, there was me, and my words brought galaxies into existence. My imagination painted the colors of the sunset and composed the song of the ocean. That same creative spirit, that same divine DNA resides within you. It is your birthright. For years, the enemy has worked to convince you that you are not creative. He has used the criticism of others, your own self-doubt, and the fear of failure to build a dam within your spirit, stopping up the wellspring of creativity I placed within you. Today, with the authority of your Creator, I am demolishing that dam. I am unstopping that well. Prepare yourself for a flood of creative power to be released in your life. This will not be a trickle, it will be a torrent. I am opening the windows of heaven, and I am downloading divine ideas directly into your spirit. Get ready to receive them. You will wake up in the middle of the night with a melody for a song your heart has longed to sing. You will be driving in your car when the entire concept for a book that will change lives flashes into your mind. You will see solutions to complex problems at work that no one else has considered. I will give you blueprints for businesses, designs for art that brings healing, and strategies that create prosperity and order. These ideas will feel as if they come from beyond you, because they do. They are your surprise, your gift from me. Do not dismiss them. Do not doubt them. Write them down, for they are the seeds of your new season. This creative power is not just for artistic pursuits. It is my primary tool for problem solving. Look at the situations in your life that seem impossible, the places where you feel completely stuck, the relational knot that seems hopelessly tangled, the financial deficit that seems insurmountable. You have been looking for a logical solution, but I am giving you a creative one. I will show you a third door where you only saw two. I will give you words to say that will miraculously untie that relational knot. I will give you an innovative idea that will solve that financial problem. My creativity is not limited, and when you partner with me, you will see that there is no such thing as an unsolvable problem. But you must understand the purpose of this gift. This outpouring of creativity is not for your own glory. It is not to build your own name or feed your ego. It is to reveal my nature to a world that is starving for beauty, for hope, for solutions. Your work will be your worship. Your art will be your ministry. Your innovative business will be a testimony to my goodness. The fear of failure that has paralyzed you, that has kept you from even trying, is being broken right now. I release you from the need to be perfect. I give you the freedom to experiment, to step out, to risk, knowing that your value is not in the success of your creation, but in your identity as my beloved child. So take up your tools. Your hands are now anointed by me, your Creator, to bring forth beauty from ashes and order from chaos. Let us create together. My child, you live in a world that is saturated with deception. It is a spiritual fog that seeks to confuse you, to distort your perception of truth, and to lead you down the wrong path. The enemy is the father of lies, and his whispers are everywhere, in the culture, in the media, and sometimes even in the mouths of those you trust. I have seen you stumble in this fog, making decisions based on half-truths, believing lies about yourself, and feeling lost and disoriented. You have longed for clarity, for a way to know with certainty what is true and what is not. Your prayer has been heard. Today I am giving you a precious and powerful surprise. I am giving you the gift of divine discernment. Think of it as my truth filter, being installed in your heart and mind. It is a supernatural ability to see things as they truly are, not as they appear on the surface. Where there was once fog, there will now be crystal clarity. I am sharpening your spiritual senses. You will begin to recognize the enemy's lies with instant certainty, the same way you recognize the sound of a discordant note in a beautiful song. A lie will simply feel wrong in your spirit. It will not resonate with the truth I have placed within you. This gift will become intensely practical. You will find yourself in a conversation or a meeting, and someone will speak words that are smooth and flattering, yet a quiet alarm, a gentle check will go off in your spirit. You will feel my warning before you can even articulate the reason. You will be able to see through false motives and perceive the intent behind the words. This will protect you from manipulation in your relationships, from foolishness in your finances, and from deception in your spiritual walk. The days of you being easily fooled are over. I am making you as wise as a serpent and as gentle as a dove, and I am turning this powerful light of truth inward. I will begin to gently and lovingly expose the areas where you yourself have been deceived. The lies you have believed about me, that I am angry, distant, or disappointed in you. The lies you have believed about yourself, that you are unworthy, disqualified, or defined by your past. These deceptions are now being exposed and uprooted by my illuminating truth. You will no longer be tossed back and forth by every new trend, every popular opinion, or every strange doctrine. You will be firmly and securely anchored to the unshakable rock of my word. This clarity is a shield not just for you, but for your entire family. It will protect you from harmful influences and guide you away from disastrous decisions. As this gift matures in you, others who are lost in the fog of confusion will begin to seek you out. They will come to you for your clear, godly counsel and you will be a trusted voice of wisdom, a lighthouse of truth in a world lost at sea. My child, let us speak of the most important territory you will ever govern, your own heart. It is not merely the place where you feel emotions. My word says that out of it flow all the issues of your life. Your heart is the wellspring, the source from which your words, your actions, your decisions, and your destiny proceed. The enemy knows this. He knows if he can poison the wellspring, he can poison your entire life. That is why he attacks your heart relentlessly with offense, with fear, with bitterness, and with condemnation. I have seen the battle, and I have seen the wounds. So today, I am not only healing your heart, but I am giving you the surprise of teaching you how to guard it. First, I am establishing a divine hedge of protection around your emotions. This is a supernatural barrier woven from my truth and my peace. I want you to picture it when the fiery arrows of insult, criticism, or rejection are shot at you. They will no longer pierce your heart directly. They will first hit this hedge. The fire will be extinguished and the poison will be neutralized. You will still be aware of the attack, but it will lose its power to wound you, to define you, to send you into a spiral of pain. You will learn to observe an offense without absorbing its poison. This is a grace I am giving you, but you have a part to play. I am commissioning you as the vigilant gatekeeper of your mind, for the pathway to the heart is through the mind. From this moment on, you will take every thought captive. No thought is allowed to enter the gates of your mind and set up camp in your heart without being challenged at the gate. You must ask, is this thought from my shepherd or from the thief? Does this thought align with what my Father says is true about me? Does it produce the fruit of peace and faith or the fruit of anxiety and fear? I am giving you the authority to reject and cast down every thought that does not come from me. You will make your thoughts obedient to the truth of Christ. As you walk in this, something miraculous will happen. The words of other people will begin to lose their power over you. For so long, you have been on an emotional roller coaster, lifted up by their praise and crushed by their criticism. That ends now. Your value, your worth, your identity are being permanently settled in me and in me alone. You are my beloved child, and that is a truth no human opinion can alter. You will find a new and profound freedom from the tyranny of what other people think. And as you are freed, I will do the deep work of healing your heart from past betrayals. The wounds that have made you fearful to love and be loved again are being cleansed with my healing oil. Trust will be restored, and your heart, now protected and healed, will not become a cold, sealed-off fortress. It will become a pure, clean wellspring from which my unconditional love can flow out unpolluted to a thirsty and broken world. A guarded heart is not a hard heart. It is a holy heart. My child, I see the secret war you fight every day, the exhausting battle between the part of you that loves me and longs to please me and the pull of your flesh, that gravitational force that drags you toward the very things you hate. I have seen your frustration, your tears of repentance after you have fallen, your weary question, will I ever be free from this? I want you to hear me clearly. Your struggle does not surprise me, nor does it diminish my love for you. It does not mean you are a failure. It means you are in a real fight. But it is a fight I have equipped you to win. The surprise I am giving you is not the removal of all temptation, but the clear and powerful revelation of the way of escape. My word promises that I will never allow you to be tempted beyond what you are able to bear. and that with every single temptation, I will also provide a way out. From this day forward, I am heightening your spiritual senses to recognize these escape routes. They have always been there, but now you will see them with clarity. It will be a sudden prompting to get up and leave the room. It will be the thought to call a friend who is strong in faith. It will be a scripture that suddenly comes to your mind, exposing the lie of the temptation and reminding you of the truth. I am turning up the volume on my spirit's voice and shining a spotlight on the exit door. Your only job is to take it. As you partner with me in this, I am doing a deeper work. I am strengthening your resolve. The desires of your flesh that have warred against your spirit are being brought into submission. Your spiritual no is being fortified. The pull of that old sin will begin to lose its power. Its voice will grow weaker, and my voice will grow stronger. But this is more than just behavior modification. I am performing surgery on your heart. I am aligning your desires with mine. You will begin to find that the sin which once held such an allure for you will become repulsive to your new nature. You will begin to hate what I hate and to genuinely love what I love. Holiness, purity, and righteousness. This is the miracle of a transformed heart. And here's the key that unlocks it all. My beloved, you must stop seeing yourself through the lens of your struggle. The enemy wants you to have the identity of a sinner, constantly defined by your failures. That is who you were. But by the blood of my Son, that is not who you are now. Your new, true, and eternal identity is a saint. You are a holy one, a righteous one who sometimes stumbles. I command you to stop calling yourself what I no longer call you. See yourself as I see you. Begin to walk in the reality of this truth, and know this. Every time you recognize the escape route I provide and choose it, every time you say no to temptation, it is a repetition in a spiritual gym. Your spiritual muscles grow stronger. Your faith is built up. Your intimacy with me deepens. Victory by victory, choice by choice. You are being transformed from glory to glory. You have received the power to overcome temptation. But this personal victory is not the final goal. I am about to reveal the divine reset for your physical health and the beautiful servant's heart I am forming in you. It would wound me deeply for you to be satisfied with your own freedom when I am calling you to become a vessel of my love for others. The journey of who you will become is the most important part. Stay and receive it. My child, I am Jehovah Rapha, the Lord who heals you. This is not just a name I once had. It is who I am for you right now. I have seen your physical struggles, the chronic pain that drains your energy, the fatigue that clouds your days, the concerning diagnosis that has tried to plant fear in your heart. You have endured this for so long, but today I am intervening. I am decreeing a divine reset over your physical body. The effects of the fall, of stress, and of disease are being answered by the power of my resurrection life. This healing is a partnership between us. First, I am releasing to you a new level of supernatural wisdom concerning your health. Your body is fearfully and wonderfully made, and I will teach you how to steward it. Listen for my promptings. I will give you a new desire for foods that bring life and a distaste for things that bring harm. I will give you creative ideas for how to move your body in ways that you enjoy. And crucially, you will begin to hear and obey my call to rest before you reach the point of burnout. Do not despise these practical steps. They are an act of worship, an honoring of the temple I have given you. But I am also doing a work that is far beyond what you can do for yourself. As you listen to my voice, I am releasing a wave of supernatural rejuvenation into your body at the cellular level. I created your cells, and I can command them. I am now commanding your cells to come into alignment with my original perfect design for health and wholeness. I speak life to your immune system. I speak peace to your nervous system. I speak restoration to your tissues and organs. The damage that has been done by stress, by time, and by sickness is being supernaturally reversed by my life-giving power. Furthermore, I am shining my diagnostic light into the hidden places of your body. Any sickness that has been lurking in the shadows, undiagnosed and unseen, is now being brought into the light. I am exposing the root cause of your symptoms, not just treating the surface. And what I expose, I uproot. I command every infirmity, every disease, every spirit of sickness to be rooted out and cast from your body. There is no sickness that can hide from my gaze, and there is no diagnosis that can overrule my decree of healing. Remember, my child, your body is not merely a collection of biological processes. It is a sacred space, a holy temple designed to be a dwelling place for my spirit. I am now performing a divine cleansing of the temple, removing everything that would defile it or hinder my presence in it. As a result of this reset, you will receive a new infusion of energy and vitality. The heaviness will lift, the brain fog will clear, a new strength will rise within you, not just enough to survive, but an abundance of energy to thrive and to joyfully fulfill all the good works I have prepared for you to do. For all the days I have ordained for your life, my child, of all the surprises I am unveiling for you, this one is the most profound. You have been focused, and rightly so, on what you will receive. The healing for your body, the provision for your needs, the clarity for your purpose. These are wonderful gifts, but the ultimate surprise, the deepest and most lasting transformation, is not in what you will have, but in who you will become. The world tells you that greatness is found in being served, in accumulating power, in having others cater to your needs. But that is an upside-down kingdom. I am about to turn your world right side up by giving you the greatest gift of all, the heart of a servant. I am performing a divine reversal in your spirit. The focus of your life, the very gravity of your soul is shifting. The natural human question is, what's in it for me? How will this benefit me? How can I get ahead? This self-centered orientation is the root of so much anxiety and striving. Today, I am breaking its power. I am replacing it with a new holy orientation that asks, what can I give? How can I serve? Who can I lift up? This is not a duty I am placing upon you. It is a freedom I am releasing to you. It is freedom from the exhausting burden of self-obsession. To do this, I am instilling within you the very heart of my Son Jesus. Remember him. Though he was in very nature God, he did not consider equality with me something to be grasped, but made himself nothing, taking the very nature of a servant. He came not to be served, but to serve and to give his life. That same selfless, compassionate, others-focused heart is what I am now forming in you. You will begin to see people through his eyes. You will feel a compassion for the broken that overrides your desire for comfort. You will feel a passion for justice for the oppressed that is stronger than your need for personal peace. His heart will beat within your chest. And in this, you will discover the divine secret to true fulfillment. You have searched for happiness and achievement, in recognition, in receiving love. But I tell you, a deeper, more lasting joy is found on the other side of yourself. You will find your greatest fulfillment not when you are on the stage, but when you are empowering someone else to step into the spotlight. You will find your deepest sense of purpose not when you are climbing the ladder of success, but when you are kneeling down to wash another's feet. This is the great paradox of my kingdom. In giving, you receive. In serving, you are exalted. In losing your life for my sake, you truly find it. As this servant's heart grows in you, the root of pride will be withered and replaced by a profound and genuine humility. This is not thinking less of yourself, it is simply thinking of yourself less. And this humility will unlock even greater measures of my grace in your life. Your legacy, my child, will not be measured by what you owned, but by the lives you touched. It will not be written on a balance sheet, but on the hearts of the people you served in my name. My child, now that I have placed within you my servant's heart, I am presenting you with a glorious opportunity to put it into action. If you feel the desire to serve those you cannot see and touch the lives I am calling you toward, then understand what your gift becomes. You are pouring the oil of my comfort into another's lamp. You are sending the bread of my word to a starving soul. I speak this promise over you today. A generous person will prosper. Whoever refreshes others will themselves be refreshed by me. This is a sacred window to transform your earthly resources into an eternal harvest. For every measure of love you pour out, I will pour back a double portion of my grace and favor upon your house. Obey the stirring now. Click the super thanks, join as a member, or use the link in the description to release your servant's offering and partner with my heart. My beloved, we have spoken of many gifts. I have promised you healing, favor, purpose, and strength. I have promised you provision and peace. But now I must tell you the secret that underpins all of these things. The greatest surprise is not the presents I am giving you, it is the person who gives them. The ultimate gift, the highest prize, the most glorious surprise is simply this: me. I am drawing you into a deeper, more intimate fellowship with myself than you have ever dared to imagine. All the other gifts are streams that flow from this one great ocean of my presence. For much of your life, your relationship with me has been based on concepts. You have known me as a theological truth, a doctrinal statement, an idea you believe in your head. You have believed in me, but I now invite you to truly know me. I am breaking through the barrier of intellectual knowledge and making my presence a tangible, felt reality in your daily life. The veil is thinning for you, my child. You will begin to feel my nearness in the most ordinary moments. You will be washing the dishes and suddenly be overwhelmed by a sense of my love. You will be driving to work and my peace will fill your car so thickly you can feel its weight. I am done being a distant God that you only speak to in formal prayers, for I am becoming your constant companion and your ever-present reality right now. I have heard the silent, desperate cry of your heart during your loneliest nights, those moments where you felt unseen, unknown, and utterly by yourself. But even when you are standing in a crowded room, that deep and painful ache of loneliness is being banished forever by the profound truth of Emmanuel, which simply means God is with you. Let this reality sink from your head down into the very marrow of your bones, because you are never ever alone, for I am with you in your joy, and I am right beside you in your sorrow, closer than your own breath, and nearer than your very thoughts. My love for you is transforming from something you once read about in a book to something you will experience as your daily bread, becoming the warm embrace that comforts you, the steady hand that guides you, and the affirming whisper that finally silences your fears. You are going to learn to live your days soaked in the conscious awareness of being perfectly, completely, and passionately loved by me. And right here is where you will find what your soul has been hunting for its entire existence. Because my word says that in my presence is the fullness of joy, not just a tiny portion of joy or a fleeting happiness, but the absolute overflowing fullness of it. The other gifts are wonderful, for your healing will bring you relief and your provision will bring you security, but they are only pointers to the ultimate source, just streams that lead to the ocean, because the deep, lasting, unshakable joy that your heart craves cannot be found in a change of circumstances, but only in the unchanging reality of my presence. This intimacy is not another religious duty for you to perform or another heavy task to add to your to-do list, but rather it is your home, it is your destination, and it is your greatest and final surprise. So come and dwell here with me. My child, as you receive all these personal blessings, you must understand a vital principle of my kingdom, which is that my blessing is a river and not a reservoir. Meaning I am not pouring all these gifts of healing, favor, and provision into you just for them to sit as a stagnant pool of your own personal comfort. For a river is meant to flow, and I am blessing you so that you can be a blessing. The personal transformation you are experiencing right now is actually the necessary preparation for a public purpose, the transformation of your community. Because your breakthrough is not just for you, it is for your city. I am giving you a surprise you may not have expected, for I am handing you the keys of influence, not literal keys, but very real spiritual authority, divine favor, and supernatural wisdom to unlock gates of positive change in your town and your sphere of influence. You have looked at the brokenness around you and felt helpless, seeing the poverty, injustice, division, and hopelessness. And that ache in your heart is actually from me, a sign of your calling to be my agent of change, my hands and feet bringing healing and restoration to the community I have planted you in. This will become practical in your everyday life as I anoint your specific spheres of influence to become hubs of kingdom activity, making your home no longer just a private refuge for your family, but a lighthouse, a place of radical hospitality and a sanctuary of peace where neighbors feel safe, welcomed, and where prayers go forth to transform your street. Your business will no longer be just a place of commerce, but will become a ministry, for you will run it with such integrity, generosity, and excellence that it becomes a powerful testimony, creating a culture that honors people and serves the community while its success funds my work. Your church will no longer be just a place for a Sunday service, for I am calling it to be a hub of genuine revival, a resource center meeting the real needs of your city by feeding the hungry, clothing the naked, and bringing hope to the hopeless. I am giving you a new title, my beloved, for you are my ambassador and my agent of change, carrying a great commission, not just to get people into heaven, but to bring heaven down to earth. Making your prayer, let your kingdom come, let your will be done in my city as it is in heaven. I will not give you this assignment without equipping you for it. So I will give you divine strategies to solve the systemic problems you see, downloading creative solutions as you pray for issues like homelessness, addiction, broken families, and racial division, giving you ideas that are both compassionate and wise. Here is my promise, that as you pour yourself out to bless your community, I will in turn enlarge your territory, and the more you give away, the more I will entrust to you, causing your influence to grow, your resources to multiply, and your capacity to bring my kingdom of light into the dark corners of your city to increase beyond what you can imagine. My child, for too long you have thought of your inheritance as something distant, a vague hope reserved for when you get to heaven. But I tell you the truth, that through the finished work of my Son, I have already laid out for you a promised land right here on earth, a spiritual and physical territory overflowing with my blessings, divine purpose, joy, and victory. The title deed to this land has your name on it, signed and sealed with the blood of Jesus, legally and irrevocably yours. But I have seen you standing on the border looking over at your inheritance from a distance, too afraid to enter because you have the deed but have not yet lived on the land. The problem keeping you at the border are giants. The giants of self-doubt telling you that you are not capable. The giant of past failure reminding you of every time you tried and fell short. And the giant of intimidation pointing out how big the obstacles are and how small you are. These giants have successfully guarded the border of your inheritance, keeping you wandering in the wilderness of mediocrity and living on just enough to get by when I have a feast prepared for you. So the surprise I'm giving you today is a fresh infusion of holy courage. This is not the absence of fear, for you may still feel the emotion of fear, but you will no longer be ruled by it, because this courage is a gift of faith, a divine boldness empowering you to move forward in spite of the fear, the courage to put your foot down on the land I have already given you. As you receive this courage, your entire perspective will be radically transformed, because I am taking you up to a heavenly vantage point where the giants that look enormous from where you stand are nothing from where I am, mere grasshoppers when seen, not in relation to your limited strength, but in relation to my limitless power. A holy dissatisfaction will begin to rise within your spirit, meaning you will no longer be content with just surviving in the wilderness or circling the same mountains of unbelief year after year. But a deep hunger will grow within you to possess all that I have promised and to experience the fullness of the life my Son died to give you. I give you this command and this promise to rise up and begin to walk. For every single place where the sole of your foot treads, I have given to you, but possession is an act of faith demonstrated by your feet, so you must step into it and advance. Know this, that this is not a battle of your strength, talent, or clever strategies, but purely and simply a battle of your faith, where your only weapon is to believe that what I have said is true. For if you believe me, you will see the giants fall, and you will eat the fruit of the land. Your inheritance is waiting, and it is time to go in and possess it. And now that you have the holy courage to possess it, you must receive the anointing to speak of the victory. For your unique testimony is the weapon that will secure your territory and bring others into freedom. Do not claim your inheritance only to remain silent, for it would grieve my heart for you to win a battle that no one else hears about, since your story is meant to be a key for many. So let me now release your voice. My beloved child, everything we have spoken of and everything I am doing in your life right now is not a secret to be kept hidden. For the healing in your heart, the restoration of your family, the new purpose in your spirit, and the favor on your life are all being woven together by my hands to create a powerful and unique testimony. Your life itself is becoming my message of hope to a desperate and watching world. And while you have been wondering what your purpose is, a core part of it is to be my storyteller. Yet I know your fear that makes you think you are not good with words, or that no one would listen. Release that fear, for I am not just giving you a story, but I am giving you the words to tell it in the moments you need them. Anointing your lips to articulate my goodness, faithfulness, and power with a clarity, passion, and authority that does not come from you. You will not have to rehearse a script or strain for the right words, because they will flow from the deep well of your own experience with me, carrying my life and power. For your testimony is a key. And I want you to see that all around you are people locked in the very same prisons you have been set free from. Locked in bitterness, fear, hopelessness, and addiction. Your story of transformation, of how I personally met you and brought you from darkness into my marvelous light, will be the exact key that fits the lock of their hearts. And when they hear what I have done for you, it will be a spark that ignites faith within them, causing them to think that if God did it for you, maybe He could do it for them. Your story will unlock their hope, and more than that, your testimony is a weapon, for my word declares that the enemy is overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of your testimony, meaning your personal story is the delivery system that brings the power of my Son's victory into the present-day battles of life. When you declare what I have done for you, you are reminding the enemy of his defeat, enforcing the victory of the cross and pushing back the darkness. So I command you to stop being ashamed of your past. For the enemy wants you to hide your story because he knows its power. But your past is not a source of condemnation. It is the foundation for your message. The very places of your deepest wounds will become the source of your greatest anointing. And the depth of your past struggle will determine the height of your future influence. So I am commissioning you today to release your voice that was once silenced by fear and shame. Open your mouth. Tell your neighbor. Tell your coworker. Tell your family, declaring my praises boldly and watching as your story becomes the key that sets the captives free. My child, you live in an age of information, yet you are starving for wisdom, constantly bombarded with opinions, data, and endless noise that leaves you confused and uncertain as you face complex decisions. But I have heard your prayer for direction and clarity. I am answering that prayer today not just with advice or a temporary solution, but by bestowing upon you a mantle of divine wisdom, a spiritual garment like the one Elisha received, an endowment of my mind and perspective, because your desire for a discerning heart pleases me greatly. This wisdom is not the world's wisdom based on cunning, but a pure wisdom from above full of mercy and good fruit, enabling you to see beneath the surface, understand hearts, and discern the right path when there are many competing voices. This will become stunningly practical, allowing you to sit in a business meeting and see the hidden flaw or unseen opportunity while others focus on spreadsheets, or giving you the exact soft answer to turn away wrath in a family conflict, or helping you see a simple creative solution to a complex problem that has stumped everyone else. This wisdom will make you an invaluable asset, causing people to seek you out for genuine counsel, drawing leaders and influencers to your insight. Because you carry an authority that comes from the undeniable presence of my wisdom flowing through you. You must know that this wisdom is a shield protecting you and your family from foolish mistakes, bad investments, and deceitful relationships, guiding you in paths of prosperity and peace. But this gift has a prerequisite, flowing only to the humble heart that fears me with reverent awe and finds delight in walking in my commands. My child, come here and let me address the weight of the past you have been carrying. Like a heavy backpack filled with stones of every mistake, failure, sin, and regret you have ever collected. A weight that has exhausted you and made you feel unworthy. You have prayed for forgiveness, and I have granted it. But you have struggled to truly believe you are free from your own history. So hear my creative word now saying, behold, I am doing a new thing, which is a miracle of release, where I personally cut the straps of that heavy backpack and take it from your shoulders. I am not just emptying it out. I am wiping your slate completely and utterly clean. For unlike humans who forgive but struggle to forget, when I forgive you, I also choose to forget, casting your sins into the depths of the sea of my forgetfulness and posting a no fishing sign. The record of your wrongs that the accuser loves to read back to you has been erased and no longer exists in the courts of heaven. So I command you to stop reminding me of something I have chosen to forget. Because holding on to guilt says my son's sacrifice was not enough, and I tell you it was more than enough. This brings us to the heart of the surprise, that your identity is no longer defined by your worst day or your shameful secrets, but is exclusively defined by the finished work of my Son. So when I look at you, I do not see your past, I see the perfect righteousness of Jesus, given to you as a free gift. You are not a sinner trying to be good. You are a saint learning to walk in your new identity, receiving a total spiritual reboot, like a computer being restored to factory settings, free from viruses of shame. You are free and clean, so receive this fresh start, effective this very moment. Drop the weight, stand up straight, and run your race with lightness. My child, listen to the noise of the world around you, the hurry and frantic energy that creates chaos in your soul and pressure to perform. But today I am giving you the rare gift of a quiet and gentle spirit, building a sanctuary of stillness deep within you that remains untouched by storms. In this inner sanctuary, there will be a profound calm, setting you free from the exhausting need to earn your worth or prove your value, for your value is in who you are as my beloved child, a status that is settled and unchangeable. From this place of security, a quiet spirit will flow, and you will no longer feel the frantic need to justify your existence, but you will simply be, discovering that this inner quietness gives you immense strength and a confident presence that cuts through the noise like a resonant bell. You will accomplish far more through peaceful trust than anxious toil, for a quiet and gentle spirit is of great worth in my sight, the aroma of a heart that trusts me completely. So step away from the noise and let me cultivate this garden of quietness within you. My child, we must speak of love, the highest command and greatest gift. For I have seen you try to love with your limited human heart that is conditional and easily exhausted, but I have called you to love as I love, which requires the miracle I am giving you today. I am performing divine surgery on your heart, gently enlarging its capacity to contain and give my love, removing scar tissue from past wounds, dissolving calluses of bitterness and breaking bands of selfishness to make your heart tender like the heart of Jesus. The result is that you will begin to love with my agape love, a love based on divine choice that is utterly unconditional, giving you the supernatural ability to love the unlovable, show kindness to those who betray you, and forgive those who are not sorry. This love will be the undeniable evidence that you are my disciple, a powerful sign to the world that is more compelling than perfect doctrine or success, transforming your marriage, your parenting, and your friendships as you love others as I have loved you. Your healed and enlarged heart will become a safe harbor where the brokenhearted and rejected are drawn to experience a glimpse of my unconditional love, for I am making you a conduit of my heart. You must understand that I, who began this magnificent work in you, will be faithful to complete it. So do not fear that you will falter or fail, for your salvation depends on my ability to hold on to you, and my grip is firm. Your end will be far greater than your beginning. So do not despise the day of small beginnings or the slow progress, for I am guiding you step by step toward a glorious conclusion, acting as your rear guard, protecting you from the past and the one who goes before you, clearing the path. One day you will stand at the finish line and hear me say, "Well done, my good and faithful servant," proving that your life was a testament to my sustaining grace. My child, step back with me for a moment and let me give you a new set of eyes to see your present troubles, not as the entire universe, but through a divine lens that reveals the eternal glories prepared for you. Your present sufferings are light and momentary compared to the eternal weight of glory. So picture all your pain as a single grain of sand, and the glory of eternity as all the beaches of the world, a perspective that shrinks the power of your pain and reminds you this is not the end. This eternal perspective transforms your values, helping you store treasure in heaven where it is safe, meaning every act of kindness, secret prayer, and moment of obedience is an eternal deposit that is never lost. You will see worldly fame and wealth as fleeting, while love, mercy, and faithfulness become the true currency, bringing clarity to your decisions as you choose paths of eternal value over temporary convenience. This perspective conquers the fear of death, making it a triumphant graduation and a joyful homecoming, giving every moment of your present life profound purpose and unshakable hope. My child, we have walked a long way together, and I have unveiled a glorious surprise of healing, favor, purpose, peace, authority, and a clean slate, all sealed by the blood of Jesus. But you must understand that these promises are not for a distant future, but are here right now, closer than your breath. The feast is prepared and the invitation is given, but you must take the final crucial step of opening the door of your heart to receive what I am offering, a divine transaction where you give me your brokenness and I give you my wholeness. Give me your anxiety for my peace, your shame for my honor, and your striving for my grace. Simply by saying yes right now, in the quietness of your heart, surrender your plans and fears and receive the surprise of new life. For I stand at the door knocking, and if you open it, I will come in and your new life will begin now. As you open the door of your heart, let your first act of faith be to open your hand, proving you believe in this new abundance by sowing a seed that allows another soul to hear this same knock, a prophetic declaration that your season of lack is over. Because of this act of faith, I declare I will meet all your needs, so seal your yes to me now by giving through Super Thanks, becoming a member, or using the PayPal link below to make your faith visible. Amen.